Reese, welcome to the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Since the inception of the college football playoff 10 years ago, Ohio State has appeared in a New Year's Six bowl game every year. And while Ryan Day's 7th-ranked Buckeyes won't play for a national championship this year, you wouldn't know it by watching him pregame. Man, he is fired up for this game, as Ohio State with a win would have its first 12-win season since 2019. It won't be easy, though. Missouri is one of the biggest surprises in college football, led by a former walk-on in Cody Schrader, who leads the nation in rushing yards per game. The Tigers were picked 13th in the SEC preseason, but they check into this game ranked number 9 in the country, ahead of their first ever New Year's Six game. And hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ram Trucks Kickoff. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill down on the field. Well, for the Ohio State Buckeyes, they're certainly still smarting after that loss to Michigan. And obviously a lot has changed since then. Marvin Harrison Jr. is not going to play in this game, opting out, waiting till the last minute. Didn't want to take away from this game and from his teammates. And then on the other side, you got a Missouri team, Cinderella story, of course, 10 wins. How will they handle the bright lights in the big stage, though, in the postseason?
What a night to kick off the New Year's Six. Packed house here at AT&T Stadium. Two teams bought in that want to be here. And for Ohio State, they want to get that bad taste out of their mouth from that Michigan loss and end this season with 12 wins and a launch pad for next season. And for the Missouri Tigers, you touched on it, Dave. What a magical ride. And as Eli Drinkwitz told us, let's ride the wave and accelerate through the curve. A win tonight against a brand and a program like Ohio State will be phenomenal for this Missouri football program.
All right, let's dive a little bit deeper. Ohio State, you just saw it with Ryan Day. They're definitely all in on this game. He told us it was a solid year. They were 11-0 for the second straight season and ranked number 1 in the initial college football playoff rankings. The only loss, November 25th in Ann Arbor. Tie game late third quarter. Blake Corum, 22-yard touchdown run to put Michigan up 7. And then Kyle McCord intercepted on a potential game-winning drive for the Buckeyes. 30-24, the final score. And after that, McCord announced he's transferring. He's now at Syracuse. So Ryan Day's new quarterback is Devin Brown, the first Ohio State quarterback to make his first career start in a bowl game and with a chance to be the guy next year.
What an opportunity tonight for Devin Brown to lay the foundation into next season. Ryan Day told us this is his team right now. He's an excellent runner with the football. Expect to see that. He's a talented thrower, but he had accuracy and consistency issues early on this season. Ultimately, Kyle McCord wins the job, but he's had an entire bowl prep of practice to be the guy. He's playing with more confidence, and tonight we get a chance to see him absolutely let it loose and take ownership of this job. And the great thing for Devin Brown, he's got one of the best defenses in all of college football to have his back here tonight, Tom.
Well, there's no question, Dusty, that Devin Brown has a healthy defense for the Buckeyes. And really, statistically, it's one of the best defenses they've had. And it's since the arrival of defensive coordinator Jim Knowles. Now, listen, I think the statistics are a little bit skewed. Number 1 in the country versus the pass. Obviously fantastic on third down. But the Big Ten offenses are nothing like what this Missouri football team will bring. But it's all about players for Ohio State. Pay attention to JTT, Tyleik Williams along the defensive front, and number 10, Denzel Burke, a potential first-round draft choice, will be matched up tonight versus number 3, Luther Burden, to try and limit some of those explosive plays from Missouri.
All right, Tom. Ohio State and Missouri meeting for just the 13th time. Ohio State has only lost once to Missouri. That was back in 1976 in Columbus. And here come Eli Drinkwitz, Missouri Tigers. Straight losses against the top 10 for Missouri, the last win coming in 2013. Nobody expected this from Missouri this year. Picked 13th in the SEC, picked 6th in their own division. They end up finishing second, 10 wins, the most since 2014, and a number 9 ranking in the college football playoff, the highest in the playoff era for Missouri. And they have some offensive firepower. Our Ram Trucks offensive stars Brady Cook, their quarterback, Cody Schrader, and one of the top receivers in the country, Luther Burden III.
These guys are fantastic. And Cody Schrader, the Burlsworth Award winner for the most outstanding walk-on, he's been sensational. This offense is outside zone, it's inside zone. Here on this inside zone, make the initial defender miss. He's downhill and he gets vertical right now, taking it to the end zone. And Brady Cook didn't have a lot of confidence early in the season. Week 3, this was a turning point. Kirby Moore comes in. They want to work on more of a vertical passing game with this offense. Lets it rip here to Luther Burden, and the confidence was ignited from that point on. Speaking of ignited, that's exactly what Luther Burden does with this offense. Few players in college football are as lethal with the ball in his hands as Luther Burden. That Ohio State Buckeyes defense has their hands full here tonight.
And he was a five-star recruit, Dusty, just the 3rd ever at Missouri. Here come the Buckeyes under Ryan Day. Year 5 for Day. And year 10 for Ohio State in a New Year's 6 bowl game. The only team to be in the New Year's 6 all 10 years. And after the break, we'll hear from Ryan Day. Kickoff from Arlington coming up. You're watching the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals. New Year's Day on ESPN.
Welcome back to the Ram Trucks Kickoff. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, aerial coverage is provided by Goodyear, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville. It is a full house at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, the 88th edition. They're playing the game here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington since 2010. Obviously, Ohio State, one of the most accomplished programs in college football history with 8 national titles, 7 Heisman winners. Missouri on its way to being a playoff team perhaps next year in expansion. And now let's check in with Tom, standing by with Ohio State coach Ryan Day.
Well, Coach, you may not have Marvin Harrison tonight, but the vast majority of this team is all returned. Many of them will play on Sundays. What does that say about the foundation of this program?
It goes back to the brotherhood. You know, these guys love each other. Talks a lot about our culture. They want to finish this game the right way.
Huge moment for Devin Brown tonight. What's your message to him?
To go find the speed of the game. You know, early on, he'll have some nerves. Find the speed of the game, trust your feet, trust your eyes, and go find a way to win the game.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
You got it. Thanks.
Every healthy player is available tonight for Ohio State except Marvin Harrison Jr., who was here all week with his team, wanted to play, advised not to play for obvious reasons. Going to be the number 2 pick, maybe higher, perhaps in the NFL draft coming up. Biletnikoff winner, 2-time unanimous All-American. He wanted to wait into the last minute, though, to make the announcement. Didn't want to take away at all from the game or his teammates. He's that kind of a young man. Missouri won the toss, elected to defer, so Ohio State will have the ball first. Eli Drinkwitz, what a job he's done. SEC Coach of the Year. It's year 4. 10-win season for the first time since 2014. The 2 losses against LSU and Georgia, and they were very much in that game in Athens. Beat Kansas State, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida. Kicking off for Missouri, Harrison Mevis. Xavier Johnson deep for Ohio State. For Ohio State, with both teams wearing their quote-unquote home color uniforms, it's the first time that's happened for the Buckeyes since the mid-70s. Look at a cool look here in Arlington, and we're underway. Be a touchback and come out to the 25. First career start for Devin Brown, sophomore from Gilbert, Arizona. In the class of 2022, he was ranked as the number 4 pocket passer, but he's a really good athlete. He's thrown only 22 passes this year, and the last time he played was against Purdue, and he got hurt in that game as a runner. And something you don't see every day, wearing number 33 as the starting quarterback. That's paying homage to Sammy Baugh, who was the quarterback in the first ever Cotton Bowl. The Brown family, big fans of Sammy Baugh. More on that later. As on first down, they run it, and the Missouri defense is all over Travion Henderson. Darius Robinson, one of the best D linemen in the SEC, with the takedown and a loss of about 2.
Well, he has been sensational all season, especially in SEC play. At 6'5", 296, he is strong, gets extension, gets off blocks. He is going to be a headache for this offensive line all throughout this ball game.
That's 13 tackles for a loss now in the season for Robinson. First pass attempt of the game, and it's a screen that's off the mark. Emeka Egbuka, who with Harrison Art out is the go-to receiver. Egbuka 35 catches after 74 a year ago, but played a good part of this season hurt, and now it's 3rd and 12.
Just trying to get the ball out quick. Easy throw for Devin Brown, but the pressure on Devin Brown immediately. Quality get off by Johnny Walker Jr., the defensive end. And look right here for Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator, to dial up some blitzes and come after the young quarterback making his first start.
Missouri 16th in the country in sacks on the season. They'll rush 5, pressure up the middle. Brown gets out of there, throwing deep on the run, and he overshoots Egbuka. It'll be 4th down. A very rapid 3-and-out for Ohio State in its first possession.
Well, it's Blake Baker dialing up the pressure. Sidney Williams playing that nickel position. You see him loop and wrap in. It opens right up, flushes Devin Brown outside the pocket, makes him move to his left, unable to convert and find Egbuka down the field. Excellent start for this Missouri defense.
Luther Burden III, who had a punt return for a touchdown last year. And Jesse Mirko will punt it to him, the junior from Australia. And a timeout. So Ohio State having to burn a timeout with a play clock. We're going to actually say they didn't get the timeout in time, so it's delay a game. Tack on 5 more yards, and they'll punt from their 18-yard line now. Burden moves up a little bit, standing at his 40-yard line. Mirko gets it away, and Burden going to let it go. And it takes an Ohio State bounce down near the 28-yard line. It's a 54-yard punt, no return. Brady Cook, the quarterback for Missouri, grew up in St. Louis, wanting nothing more than to play quarterback at Missouri. It's a dream come true for him, and he's also a terrific student, Scholar Athlete of the Year in the SEC. He threw for over 3,000 yards this year, good for 3rd in the SEC.
Well, he is a dynamic athlete, excellent speed to the perimeter. You're going to see some quarterback run game, and has really improved pushing the ball down the field.
And here's Schrader. His teammates call him the Shredder. He's out of bounds after a gain of about 4. He's over 1,500 yards now rushing on the season. He leads the nation in rushing yards per game as a guy that walked on after starting his career at Truman State, a Division II school. Back to throw is Cook, in trouble, escapes the pocket, takes off, past the 35, got the first down, and finally scoots out of play near midfield, a gain of 17 yards.
Well, you better keep contained on Brady Cook with what he's able to do. Watch Jack Sawyer on the outside. He stays inside, does not set the edge, does not keep contained. Brady Cook feels the inside pressure, gets to the perimeter, and a nice pickup to move the chains.
Play fake, Cook dumping it off underneath to Mookie Cooper. Hugs the sideline and gets positive yardage. Gain of 1 for Cooper. 35th catch of the year for the Ohio State transfer. He was with the Buckeyes back in 2020 before moving on to Missouri.
Cooper slight in stature, very shifty, good route runner, quality possession receiver for Brady Cook in this offense.
Here's Schrader on 2nd down and 9. And he gets maybe a yard, dragged down by Cody Simon. JT Tuimoloau also on the stop. First team all Big Ten defensive end.
No Tommy Eichenberg. Cody Simon stepped up, and he's played sporadically throughout the year. Nice job downhill, making that tackle right around the line of scrimmage.
And now throwing on 3rd down and long, taking a shot downfield, and not on the same page with his receiver, Luther Burden. So it's 4th down. And Missouri will punt it away.
Brady Cook, just a little bit of confusion there with the wide receiver. Almost looked like Theo Weiss can run an out and up. Ball just got away from Brady Cook. And a nice stop there by the Buckeyes defense, getting off the field on 3rd down.
And so Riley Williams on to punt. He and Luke Bauer alternate punting duties. And when Bauer's out there, you got to worry about a fake. He's got a touchdown pass on the year, but it's Williams as the punter here. Trying to pin Ohio State deep. Jaden Ballard is back for the Buckeyes inside the 10. And this lands out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it. Ohio State will start its 2nd possession from its own 10 when we come back. Tomorrow afternoon on ESPN, it's Ole Miss and Penn State at noon, then Georgia and Florida State. College football playoff semifinals are New Year's Day on ESPN. #1 Michigan against Alabama, 5 Eastern, followed by Washington and Texas, with the national championship game on ESPN Monday, January 8th. Ohio State thought it might be headed there, but couldn't win in Ann Arbor. A lot has transpired since, including their quarterback, Kyle McCord, moving on. Transferred after the season to Syracuse. Devin Brown, his replacement, hands it off, and Henderson is out to the 13 for 3. With more on Devin Brown, let's check in with Lugs down on the field.
Yeah, Dave, Devin Brown was our 4th-ranked pocket passer in the 2022 class. And really strong arm, can make all the throws. You love his athleticism, and I think we'll see more of that today. But he's got to be more consistently accurate, and he's got to come up with a way of getting the ball out of his hand quickly. He's got a slight windup, can be a bit deliberate. Let's keep an eye on his ability to throw downfield.
He's 0 for 2 passing so far, but has a completion there to Ibuka. He's targeted him every time. And it's a 1st down. We mentioned that he's wearing number 33. His family was a big fan, in particular his dad, of Sammy Baugh. In fact, they have a Sammy Baugh picture hanging up in the Brown household in Arizona. He started wearing the number, Devin did, as a 7-year-old, and then had to change the number when he switched to Corner Canyon, Utah, for his final year of high school, but brought it back here at Ohio State. Targets Ibuka again, has a completion for about 8 out to the 28-yard line.
Devin Brown loved the toughness that his dad told him Sammy Baugh played with, embodied what it meant to be a complete football player, and he utilizes that as motivation as he's getting a little rhythm here. A couple of nice completions back-to-back. Emeka Ibuka, nice job with the route tree, finding open space. Quality timing there on the comeback route from Brown to Ibuka.
Yeah, and he's decisive too, Dusty. You got to see that.
2nd and 2. They bring in a defensive lineman, Caden McDonald, to help block here, and he springs Henderson down the sideline. Travion Henderson, when healthy, one of the best backs in the country. Gain of 14. He led the Big Ten in rushing yards per game.
They're going to pull Donovan Jackson around and get out front. Big hole's going to open up. Right here, block down, and a quality hole for Travion Henderson. You have to give him a lot. He is so elusive, the lateral quickness, ability to make players miss. And, you know, he missed 3 games throughout the course of the season. This is a different offense when he is healthy and he is out there, and expect he's going to be a massive piece of this game plan here tonight.
He was banged up a lot last year. Played only 8 games. Going back to his freshman year, he had over 1,200 yards back in 2021 and 15 touchdowns. His 37 career touchdowns. Gets a carry here, trying to cut it back, but it's not there. Another tackle for a loss for that Missouri front 7. This is Chuck Hicks. That's 11 tackles behind the line of scrimmage for him on the year, and it's a 1-yard setback.
It's Chuck Hicks making the play. getting the tackle, but it's Sidney Williams setting that edge, forcing the cutback from Travion Williams, and Chuck Hicks, kind of the coach on the field for this Missouri defense. A very smart, instinctive player. Nice job there on first down.
Obviously one of the keys for Missouri, trying to get a guy making his first start at quarterback off schedule. They've had a couple of negative plays and now a penalty flag. They'll back him up even more, as it looked like there was movement by the Buckeyes.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 71, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, second down.
Change on the offensive line for Ohio State. They had the same 5 guys starting all year, but tonight it's Matthew Jones moving from right guard to center, and Enoch Vomahi, who had 1 career start prior to this season, getting the nod at right guard.
Continuity is always key for an offensive line, so a changeup that we didn't know about yesterday. Talking with this staff, we'll keep an eye on that as Jones, a very good right guard, moves to center, and Vomahi making only his 2nd start in his entire career.
Empty set for Brown, and a screen to Ibuka. Missouri's all over it. Great job by Sidney Williams, who's made a couple of plays, and no gain on the play.
Well, Sidney Williams just been all over the field playing that nickel position. Really good cover skills. He's become a better tackler throughout the course of the season, and he is playing at a different speed here so far. Blake Baker touched on the first third down, the opening possession. Best believe they love to play man coverage on the outside. I expect he's going to dial up some pressure, try to get Devin Brown uncomfortable.
And another penalty marker. Movement again by Ohio State.
False start, number 70, offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
That's on Josh Fryer, the right tackle, so you're not helping your young quarterback here, putting him in 3rd down and 20+.
3rd pre-snap penalty already for this Ohio State football team. Not what Ryan Day was hoping. To your point, last thing you want to be is backed up this far behind the chains. Got to think something safe and easy here for Devin Brown so he doesn't put the ball in harm's way.
Or maybe just a handoff. Oh, it's play action. Brown rolling to his left, being chased by Robinson, and he's just going to tuck and run, and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but obviously has to punt the ball here. Cade Stover went down over on the far sideline. He's been banged up. Don't know how much we'll see him today. And Ryan Day having a conversation with his young quarterback as the Buckeyes get ready to punt.
Good coverage down the field on 3rd down. Not anywhere for Devin Brown to go with the football. Darius Robinson, good pursuit, forcing Devin Brown to go out of bounds.
2nd punt for Mirko. His first one went for 54 yards. And Burden is deep again for Mizzou. Signaling for the fair catch, and he lost it in the lights. And this is going to work out great for Ohio State as the ball dies at the 10-yard line. You could see right away that he misjudged it, and then when it came close to him, he got out of the way, and it ends up being a 61-yard punt.
The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic is brought to you by Goodyear. Discover the possibilities. Goodyear, more driven. Taco Bell. And Verbo, private vacation rentals. Football away.
Those are the Goodyear tire art sculptures. For the 8th year, the 2 Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic teams are honored with handcrafted sculptures made entirely from Goodyear tires. This year's sculptures took 392 hours to complete and weigh 385 pounds. Wow. There's one of the best stories in college football. Cody Schrader finished 8th in the Heisman Trophy voting and was a consensus All-America, the 15th ever at Missouri. And most people in the country probably had not heard of him prior to last year. He was a Division II player at Truman State. Had no offers even when he put himself in the portal to try to go Division I. He's got a crease here out past the 15 to the 16-yard line. Grew up in St. Louis and was at Truman State from 18 to 21 and walked on at Missouri. Ended up getting a scholarship on his birthday last year, September 8th, 2022. and now leads the country in rushing yards per game. He doubted himself for a time when he was at Truman State, so he worked at DoorDash 12 hours a day to try to make some money in case football didn't work out. Here's the quarterback, Brady Cook, running, and he gets lit up back at the 18-yard line. Denzel Burke, like a torpedo with that great speed, drops him.
Well, Denzel Burke setting the edge from the quarterback position. Not only is he an outstanding cover man, but coming up making that tackle on the edge. Excellent play by Denzel Burke.
8 of 1. It brings up 3rd down and 3. Burke, first team all Big Ten. He's going to announce whether he'll go to the NFL. He's already said January 10th is the date. He'll let the world know. But he's playing tonight, as is everybody on that defense, with the exception Tommy Eichenberger's hurt, as there's pressure on Cook. And the ball thrown out of bounds. Are they going to call it grounding? He was in the pocket. He did get it past the line of scrimmage. Ryan Day, I'm assuming, is saying that should be intentional grounding, and there's the flag. Pressure by Tui Mola.
Intentional grounding. Number 12, offense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul with a loss of down. 4th down.
And now you got a punt from your own end zone.
Well, Tui Mola gets a great jump off the football. Offensive tackle barely even moves. Javon Foster barely even moves out of his stance. Seemed like some confusion there from the offensive line. They weren't even ready to go. And Ohio State takes advantage. Great get off. Jumping the snap by Tui Mola.
So Riley Williams has to punt from 5 yards deep in his end zone. Let's see if Ohio State comes after it. Gets the kick away. Ballard, fair caught at the 47 of Ohio State. 43-yard punt, no return. Good field position for Devin Brown when we come back to Arlington. Time now for the AT&T countdown to the CFP National Championship. Other than Alabama, the other 3 teams playing on Monday don't have a college football playoff win. It's Texas's first year in the college football playoff. 2 great matchups for you on New Year's Day.
That is going to be must-see TV from the Rose Bowl with Michigan and Alabama. Those defenses are ferocious. How about the offenses for the Huskies and Longhorns? Man, 2 great matchups.
No score here. Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Here's Travion Henderson with room. And Henderson ran into his own guy. But he keeps going and finally pushed out at the 32 after a gain of close to 20 yards.
Man, he is so explosive on the toss, hitting it downhill. Nice job blocking on the edge by Cade Stover, helping just get a piece of Dalen Carnell. Quality vision and cutback from Travion Henderson. He puts his foot in the ground, gets north and south, and you see that burst and explosiveness from him, Tom. He is so explosive when he can get downhill.
The whole offense is faster when he's in the game.
And they bring a defensive lineman, Caden McDonald, in to help run the ball, and may have gotten away with a hold there. No flag. J.C. Carlisle knocks Henderson out of bounds after a gain of 7. Best drive by far for Ohio State today as they're inside the Missouri 30-yard line. They keep bringing in 1 or 2 defensive linemen to help get the run game going here.
I think they want to establish the line of scrimmage, pound this football, utilize Travion Henderson, take some of that pressure off Devin Brown, trying to soften up this Missouri front.
Finally got good field position and a good line to gain as well.
Dallin Hayden with 19 carries on the year. He's in, and now Brown, quarterback run, but dropped at the 30-yard line for a loss on the play of 4. J.C. Carlisle with the stop.
Well, J.C. Carlisle unaccounted for. You'll see him come right off the edge. This is about the 3rd time we've seen one of these edge players for Missouri unblocked. Nice job getting Devin Brown to the ground, setting up 3rd and 7.
And Devin Brown trying to win the starting job next year. Based on what we've been told, Ohio State not going into the portal. They do have a highly recruited player in Aaron Nolan coming in. They have Lincoln Keenholtz, who played some this year, a true freshman, but with the transfer of Kyle McCord, Devin Brown with a chance to win the job. He completes it, but a big hit over the middle. Carnell Tate made the catch, but he was popped by Dalen Carnell, short of the line to gain, bringing up 4th down and 2.
Well, they are high on Carnell Tate. Nice job in space catching this football, but then Dalen Carnell lowers the boom on tape. And no doubt here, Ryan Day going to go for it. Roll their sleeves up and try to pick up this first down.
Keep an eye on Devin Brown, guys. He got rolled up 2 plays ago, and his left leg is injured right now.
And he's hobbling to the sideline. He's going to go out of the game, or at least just hang out over on the far sideline as they direct snap it to Travion Henderson. But Ryan Day calls the timeout because probably didn't realize that Devin Brown was banged up.
Timeout, Ohio State. This is their first of the half. Timeout on the field.
They're taping up the left ankle and foot of Devin Brown. Looked like he got his cleat stuck in the turf. It's his left foot. His right foot gets wrapped up by the defender, J.C. Carlisle, but watch the left foot get stuck there in the turf.
Right, he grabs it immediately. And obviously a change for Ryan Day after his quarterback goes down. Going to opt for the field goal instead of going for it on 4th down.
Jaden Fielding, 15 of 18 on the season. This is a 44-yard attempt. Looking to put Ohio State on the board. And the kick is good. So the Buckeyes get points after great field position. But certainly some concern about whether Devin Brown, making his first career start at quarterback for Ohio State, will be able to continue. The backup is a true freshman, Lincoln Keenholz, we touched on a moment ago. He threw just 5 passes this season. Well, our next NFL game is tomorrow night, and it's right here at AT&T Stadium. The Detroit Lions still have a chance at the #1 seed overall in the NFC. So do the Dallas Cowboys, but they're a game back of Philly in their own division. A special Saturday night broadcast, 8 Eastern time, and 2024 NFL Draft will be in Detroit, April 25th through the 27th. We'll have every pick once again on ESPN along with the NFL Network. As always, ABC's coverage focus on the prospects' journey to the draft.
How about the job Dan Campbell's done with Detroit? Wow, unbelievable. Lions clinching the division already, as you mentioned, going for the 1 seed. Cowboys with a couple-game losing streak, looking to bounce back. It'll be an awesome game here tomorrow night.
Chris Abrams drain, Marquise Johnson deep for Missouri. Jaden Fielding with a 44-yard field goal. This one in the dirt, and it's muffed and now goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, though. Abrams drain takes a knee. It will come out to the 25. Devin Brown, saw him a moment ago trying to run. He got taped a little bit more and trying to run some more. And obviously that's his strength, right? He's a really good athlete.
The element he adds as a runner is really something that kind of separated him from Kyle McCord. Kyle McCord, the more consistent thrower. Devin Brown, the more athletic runner. If that's neutralized, it'll be interesting to see exactly how Ryan Day plans to go with this offensive attack.
Brady Cook, just his 3rd pass attempt, and he hits his true freshman tight end, Brett Norfleet. 18th catch on the season for the 6'7" 235-pounder. There is a penalty marker down after a gain of 5. Norfleet, a baseball player as well, didn't arrive for Eli Drinkwitz on the football side until June, but he's really been coming on late. Got a Big 12 crew. Derek Anderson, our referee. Lengthy discussion here. Boys, can't be that hard to figure out. But apparently it is.
Ineligible player downfield, #3 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
It's on Luther Burden, but Coach Strink disagrees. Eli Drinkwitz spent 1 year at Appalachian State and then got the Missouri job, year 4 for him, SEC Coach of the Year. Boy, I don't know, huh?
Yeah, I don't. That's highly questionable there, Dave.
So The penalty makes it 1st and 15 back at the Missouri 20. Penalty's been a factor for both teams. Guess maybe Burden was covered up there when he wasn't lined up properly, and that's why they threw the penalty flag. Here's Theo Weiss, Oklahoma transfer, who played in the Cotton Bowl a couple years ago, had a touchdown against Florida. A gain of about 6, and now Missouri going with some tempo on 2nd down and 9. They're going to run Schrader, and he finds a hole, and then he gets slammed to the ground at the 31-yard line by JTT. Gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
That outside zone, a staple of this Missouri offense. You can see the field and the way Cody Schrader able to hit it downhill. It's going to be a huge factor all throughout the course of this game. Ohio State's ability defensively to slow down and negate Cody Schrader in that zone rushing attack.
You can't see him, Dusty. He gets lost and he presses the hole so fast that he bursts through and he's at the 2nd level.
Neither team with a 3rd down conversion yet. Cook to the air, has to take off now and gets the 1st down past the 40. We talked about the athletic ability of Devin Brown, but Brady Cook showing off his running ability. He had 8 rushing touchdowns this year.
Well, it's a smart play by Brady Cook. He looks at 3-0 Weeks, and he's well defended by Steel Chambers, and a gap opens up along the defensive line on the left side, and Brady Cook identifies it quickly, and you see the quickness and speed to pick up the 1st down.
So fresh set of downs on the Mizzou 42, and Schrader with patience drives the legs, get out about the 47 for a gain of 5. Well, you look at Brady Cook, Dusty, and he's obviously a great student, being the SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year. He went to Chaminade High School. He wanted to enroll early at Missouri. They wouldn't let him, so Cook dropped out of high school, got his GED. Then Chaminade thought, you know what, we'll let you take some online classes. So he did. So he got his degree as well. I don't know how many guys in the country have their GED and their high school degree. And now he's got a college degree as well, pursuing a master's in business administration. Ohio State pursuing him as he runs to the sideline and throws it out of play. 3rd and 5.
Nobody works back there to Brady Cook. He's got nowhere to go with the football as he breaks the pocket, rolls to his right. Just has to scamper there to the sidelines and throw it out of bounds. Missouri wide receivers, and he gets in that scramble mode. Got to work back to him and give him a viable option to try to distribute the football down the field.
Cook, a 2-time captain, 2nd year as a starter. Missed the spring, though, after a shoulder injury last fall. The coaching staff said we didn't look good offensively in the spring, but much better, obviously, in season. That pass off the mark intended for Theo Weiss. It'll bring up 4th and 5, and it looks like Missouri will punt it.
We still have not seen Luther Burden get a touch in this ball game so far. They're moving him all over. They're motioning him, lining him up in the slot, lining him up in the backfield. Good job by Ohio State. It's a big point of emphasis, as Jim Knowles told us. You've got to identify where number 3 is. Missouri going to have to do a better job getting Luther Burden involved in this football game.
No targets, unless you count the one play that was thrown nowhere near him that maybe was intended for him, that he just wasn't on the same page as Cook. Backing up is Ballard, and the fair catch made around the Ohio State 9. And so Devin Brown going to give it a go. They've taped up that ankle. And we'll see if the sophomore from Gilbert, Arizona, is limited with his running ability. So far passing, he's 4 for 6. Been sacked twice and clearly hobbling. And you wonder if Missouri will just start coming after him now.
I think that was the plan from Jump Street. I would imagine we're going to continue to see Travion Henderson utilized as much as they possibly can. Lean on this offensive line and lean on their outstanding running back.
And if you get him an obvious passing situation, just come after him. Here's a direct snap to Henderson, and he's bottled up at the point of attack. J.C. Carlisle's all over the field, makes the stop. And that's the end of the first quarter. Ohio State 3, Missouri nothing. You're watching the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
Coach, having a hard time getting in sync on offense. How do you get this thing rolling?
Yeah, we got to get our ball to the playmakers. We got to get Luther involved and try to find some space for him. They're a really good defense. We knew it was going to be this type of game, so we just got to create a little bit more space by getting the playmaker, or ball to the playmakers.
All right, thanks, man.
Yep.
A combined 104 yards and 3 points between these two teams. 3-0 Ohio State. Tomorrow afternoon on ESPN, number 11 Ole Miss takes on Penn State at noon Eastern in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Then 6th-ranked Georgia faces Florida State in the Capital One Orange Bowl. New Year's Day on ESPN, 23rd-ranked Liberty taking on Oregon in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, leading into the two college football playoff semifinal games. We are the kickoff game of the New Year's Six. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill here in Arlington. Ohio State won the Cotton Bowl back in 2017, beat USC, also won it back in 1987. They're keeping Devin Brown in the game. He can barely move, and he's basically a decoy right now as they have Travion Henderson in the Wildcat position. And he's going to keep it running straight ahead. Gets good yardage out to the 15. A gain of 6 on 2nd down and 10. Going to 3rd and 4.
Just going to roll their sleeves up, power football, gap scheme, pull the backside guard. Vamahi allowed Travion Henderson to go to work. As you touched on, you kind of wonder, what is Devin Brown fully capable of right now as he is laboring just to get in and out of these sugar huddles every single play.
He's in there at quarterback now. Going to throw it. And going to get hit from behind and sacked back at the 8-yard line by Johnny Walker Jr. Ohio State will have to punt from its end zone. It's a loss of 7.
The get off by Johnny Walker Jr. is absolutely outstanding. Going to win with great leverage, the hands. He gets that rip up and high, turns the corner with speed, and down goes Devin Brown for a big sack.
He actually fumbled the ball, and it was recovered by Missouri. Was it coming out, or was he down? He was ruled down on the field. Did you see the ball start to come out there?
Tough to tell from my vantage point, Dave. It looked like as he was falling to the ground, when he hit the ground, that's when the ball came loose. Took a big shot from the backside.
Every play is reviewed. Let's see if they want to look at this further. If I'm Ohio State, I probably want to snap this thing just in case. But they're not stopping play to review it. Here's the punt by Mirko. And in traffic, Burden, who's had a little trouble with the light so far, checked that Chris Abrams drain that time. Maybe that's why he's out there, because Burden was having some issues earlier. Fair catch at the 48. 3-0. Devin Brown's team in front despite his injury. So every play is reviewed, but they decided not to stop play and review this further. Was the ball coming out after the sack by Walker? Because there was a recovery by Jernigan of Missouri. You'll see right here as he locates the ball, but they had already blown it dead and said that Brown was down.
It looked like that ball was moving before Devin Brown went to the ground. Oh boy, potential disaster averted there for Ohio State.
Yeah, Missouri would have had the ball inside the 10. Now they've got it in midfield after the punt, and they run Schrader downhill to the 47-yard line for a gain of 5. Over 1,500 yards on the season now for Schrader. Sonny Styles made the hit. So far in the day, Schrader 6 carries, 27 yards. Here's his 7th attempt. Out of bounds. They mark him out 2 yards short of the line to gain. So gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 2.
So far, Cody Schrader just kind of feeling his way. We've seen a couple of decent runs. Overall, the Ohio State doing a nice job limiting any big runs. 6 yards, the biggest run we've seen so far. Front 7 doing their job here early.
Schrader won the Burlsworth Award, going to the best current or former walk-on. Walked on a year and a half ago at Missouri, and it's going to be quarterback run for Brady Cook. Puts his head down, but does not get the first down. Steel Chambers in there first for the Buckeyes. It'll be 4th down. Let's see if Missouri goes for it. They're keeping the offense on the field right now.
They just want to go quarterback sweep with Brady Cook. It's a really good job setting that edge by Caden Curry, forcing Cook back inside to a host of Buckeye defenders. And a big moment right here for Eli Drinkowitz. He said, we're going to be aggressive, we're going to attack. And here early second quarter, aggressive from around midfield, 4th and short.
ESPN analytics say go, and Missouri is going. 4th and 1 at the Ohio State 44. They fake the pitch. Cook keeps and gets the first down to the 38-yard line.
Nice job here. Cody Schrader going to be the lead blocker for Brady Cook. He gets a nice key block on Josh Proctor. Move the chains and a big first down for the Tigers.
Dusty, they had Luther Burden in the backfield, used him as a decoy, faked that pitch to him. Burden does not have a touch yet in this game. Missouri on the move. Play action. Setting up and sacked. Jack Sawyer, the defensive 33. With a sack, a loss of 3. Let's get an update on the offensive 33 and check in with Tom.
Yeah, guys, Devin Brown walked into the locker room with medical staff just now and really hobbling. He's got a second different shoe on. It's a high top. They've taped it up, tried to give him some more stability, put a brace over that, and then again just took him in the locker room. So for Missouri to get that first down right there was big, because I do not think Ohio State wants to play with Lincoln Kienholz.
Kienholz, a true freshman. Again, it's the first start for Brown. Was beat out in camp by Cal McCord, who started every game, then transferred after the regular season finale. Theo Weiss out in space, but no running room with Denzel Burke there. And it's a loss on the play of a couple.
With Denzel Burke, this is the second time out in space on the perimeter. Watch him attack and come up and make a quality open field tackle on a bigger 6'2", 190-pound Theo Weiss. Goes low, good grab that leg, and get the wide receiver to the ground. Denzel Burke, the cover skills are off the charts, and you've seen on multiple occasions this first half his ability to make tackles in the open field.
Number 3 defense in the country. Number 2 in points allowed. Gave up just 11 points per game on the year. 3rd down and 14. Cook from the pocket, and he's knocked down at the 45-yard line for another sack. This time it's Ty Hamilton. His second sack of the year and a loss of 3.
Well, Hamilton's going to get the sack, but really what happens here, watch JT come in, and he's going to force Cook up, which is going to set everything up for Ty Hamilton. When you can get that pressure off the edge, force that quarterback to step up, that's when the defensive tackles can get off their block and make a play. Coordinated rush there by the defensive line. The walls were caving in on Brady Cook. He tried to step up, and Ty Hamilton there to put him down.
So Missouri has to punt after excellent starting field position. Riley Williams pinning Ohio State inside the 5. Midway point of the second quarter. It remains 3-0 Ohio State from Arlington.
The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Gatorade. Gatorade is helping millions play. Gatorade. Fuel tomorrow. And Allstate. You're in good hands.
Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville back in Arlington at the 88th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. The first was played back in 1937. Ohio State won its last national championship on this field in the first year of the College Football Playoff 2014. New quarterback for the Buckeyes, Lincoln Kienholz, true freshman, who played against Michigan State, went 2 for 3 in that game, and against Minnesota 2 for 2 in that game. And the coaching staff told us yesterday when we asked about Lincoln, they said they think he's a really good athlete. And with the injury to Devin Brown in Brown's first career start, might be Kienholz's show the rest of the way, or at least until halftime. And he's backed up after that great punt. First down from the Ohio State 5, and they're just going to hand it off here to Travion Henderson, who gets maybe a yard.
got to think the playbook completely condenses here with Kienholz coming in. You could tell talking with Brian Hartline, Ryan Day, they're high on the future for Kienholz, but just not quite ready right now. An excellent athlete, as you touched on, basketball player, baseball player, and very mobile. But, Tom, I got to think this playbook is about to shrink massively for Ryan Day in this offense.
Got to simplify, and if you're going to throw it, make it short confidence throws so you don't put the team at risk.
Henderson again, and he's bottled up immediately. You had a defensive back, Tristan Newsome, at 6'2", 200 pounds, just waiting for Travion Henderson, knowing that that's probably going to be the play.
Tristan Newsome, and he's been so good. Ever since Tyron Harper had to leave a couple of games ago, Newsome had to step in, and, man, he has been outstanding. Came in to that Tennessee game, played great against Florida, great against Arkansas, good speed off the edge, great in the negative play.
So 3rd down and 11. Kienholz in the end zone, just going to run it here. Henderson out to the 9, so he got 6 of it back, which will make Jesse Mirko, the punter's job, a little bit easier, but he will have to punt from his end zone for the 2nd straight time, and Missouri should get good field position. Chris Abrams-Drain, who returned the last punt, will be back deep for Missouri. Three sacks for each team so far in this game. We have as many punts as we have first downs, 7. This is a good kick, though. Backing up is Abrams-Drain. Made the first man miss and taken down at the 32. It's a 58-yard punt from the end zone by Mirko. Jaden Ballard with the tackle downfield. Let's go to the play earlier in the quarter and bring in our rules analyst, Matt Austin. Matt, your thoughts on this play that was ruled a fumble and a recovery by the quarterback, Devin Brown?
Yeah, I'm really surprised that replay didn't stop to take a harder look at this. The referee announced that the ruling on the field was the quarterback fumbled the ball, but that he recovered it. But you can see from that view, he may have fallen on it, but very quickly it slid right out from under him and was picked up by the Missouri player. I really think this should have taken another look.
And they could have overturned that based on the immediate recovery by Missouri, and then Missouri's got the ball inside the 10. That could be a huge play, although Cook gets the offense started off right on this drive with a gain of 13 out to the 44-yard line with a quarterback run game.
Brady Cook, 9th rush of this ball game, designed quarterback counter. Pull Cameron Johnson, get him out in front. Brett Norfleet, the tight end, was good perimeter blocking on the outside. Nice pickup with the mobility of Brady Cook.
I love this, Dusty, because they're trying to get Ohio State to load the box to get some one-on-one opportunities out wide.
Need to get the ball to Luther Burden.
Yep.
Still no touches in this game.
And no targets for Burden. Cook off play action, stepping up, running again, and Sawyer drags him down at the 45-yard line. It'll go for positive yardage, a gain of 1, but Sawyer's made a couple plays here for Ohio State, the 2nd team all Big Ten DN.
Yeah, he's been extremely active here tonight. I like his usage of his hands. Watch him get the offensive tight end, Norfleet, right off him, jacks him up, the nice arm over as he takes Brady Cook to the ground. Really nice start to this game for Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau.
5.5 to go in the first half. 2nd down and 9. Ohio State showing pressure here, and so Missouri changing things up. Cook hands it off to Schrader, and he's into Ohio State territory, twirled to the turf on the sideline by Steele Chambers, but that's a gain of 7. It'll be 3rd and short.
Nice job left side of this Missouri offensive line. Really good movement. Javon Foster, the left tackle. Xavier Delgado, the left guard. Continuing to try to work that outside zone. A nice pickup to set up 3rd and manageable.
Maybe 4 down territory. Missouri was just in this position on the last drive. Cook will throw it on 3rd and short. Everybody covered. Cook being chased by Sawyer again and throws it away. 4th and 2. Let's see what Eli Drinkwitz decides. The offense will stay on the field.
Well, I thought this was a missed opportunity by Brady Cook. Luther Burden sits it down right past the sticks. He's unidentified. Then he converts his route, gets vertical. Brady Cook not seeing the field very well here early on, Tom.
Why wouldn't you punt it at this point, guys? You know, Ohio State's got no offense. Why not kick it inside the 10? They're going for it on 4th down and 2.
Yeah, they've had poor field position all night, and they can't throw the football.
Could be a hard count here.
Timeout by Missouri, so that will leave the Tigers with 2. Let's see if Drinkwitz changes his mind as he has some time to chat about it with his coaching staff.
Timeout on the field.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, road tested and game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, where Missouri decides after the timeout to punt it. And given that Devin Brown, even though he's back out there, we don't know if he'll play again. The Buckeyes, for all intents and purposes, down to their 3rd string quarterback with Kyle McCord, who started every game during the regular season, transferring to Syracuse. Brown injured earlier, and true freshman Lincoln Kienholz with limited action was out there on that last drive. Line drive punt, not what Missouri hoped for, but the bounces certainly help. And I think there was a mistake downing it by Schrader at the 8. He could have let it bounce probably another 3 or 4 more yards. Take a look at the injury to Devin Brown from the first quarter.
Yeah, earlier in the game, and it appears that he gets his cleat caught in the ground, as we'll see J.C. Carlisle wrap him up. Tried to come back in. You could tell just not quite healthy enough. He's in a lot of pain. They took him back. Appears they put a brace on that ankle, taped it back up. He's been efforting, doing everything he can to get back on the field. But, Tom, you got a better vantage point than we do. I think it's going to be tough for Devin Brown to return this ball game.
Yeah, it's really tough. And he's hobbling. He's grimaced when he's had to move and make any sudden movements on the sideline. And the problem now is Ohio State is so one-dimensional that you're going to start to see Missouri start really crowding the box.
Field's going to shrink big time with this Missouri defense.
And Kienholz handing it off here in a jet sweep to Xavier Johnson. And out to the 15-yard line, Abrams Drain on the tackle. Boy, you certainly feel badly for Devin Brown. He fought with Kyle McCord during training camp, got beat out, but was a great teammate, the coaches said all year. Was a leader when McCord transferred and he got the job. And he said some of the guys in the locker room were starting to talk about offseason plans, and he kind of refocused the group. But you know how badly he wants to play in his first career start.
He's so fired up. We talked to him yesterday for this opportunity. It's an opportunity that was very short-lived here tonight.
And now backing up, Kienholz just throwing it out of play, and he might have been in the pocket again. They've already had one grounding call. Realist George got pressure that time.
Well, they got away with a hold here. Realist George, an excellent job of the interior pass rush. As they pull that guard, center Matt Jones does not get back across. Think he got away with a hold?
Or a tackle.
Yeah, and a good pressure there on Kienholz.
And no grounding. You could tell there was a receiver in the area. So now 3rd down and 6. Ohio State is 0 for 5 on 3rd down, and they go empty for the true freshman quarterback, Kienholz. And he's just going to run it. And he gets drilled at the 18-yard line, short of the line to gain. Dalen Carnell with the big hit, and Ohio State will have to punt from deep in its own end once again.
Nice job again. Dalen Carnell been flying around the field. We've seen him, Sidney Williams playing that nickel star position. Just going to keep it on the ground with Kienholz. Keep disaster away. The way this defense is playing right now, you can live with punting and putting that defense back on the field.
Turco getting a good workout today. Abrams Drain under it, and the fair catch made at the 32. 51-yard punt. Mirko's had a good night. Coming up on the Mercedes-Benz halftime report, Reese, Dez, and Joey. They are live from Pasadena, and a practice report from the college football playoff semifinals. Clemson with a come-from-behind win earlier today in bowl action against Kentucky.
It's a great drive by Clemson to close that game out. A fun finish in the Gator Bowl. How about this thriller tonight, Dave? A defensive throwdown. I know you love that, my friend.
Hey, it's close, man.
That's right.
But both offenses have struggled. Not surprising for Missouri, given how good Ohio State's defense is, as they run Schrader, and there's just not much between the tackles against that Ohio State front. Gain of 2 as Tui Moloau makes the stop for the Buckeyes.
Just so sound. Jim Knowles in year number 2 has done an outstanding job. He's not blitzing as much. He's playing more vanilla. He knows he's got the players, and they've got a great grasp of what they want to do defensively. It's been a sensational year 2 for this defense under Jim Knowles.
2nd down and 8, 2.5 minutes remaining. 2 timeouts left for Missouri and 2 for Ohio State. Schrader again up the gut, and again only a couple yards. Tyleik Williams in there, 2nd team all Big Ten defensive tackle. Steele Chambers, who is a 3rd teamer, in there as well. Now 3rd down, 6 to go.
Well, Tyleik Williams moves so well for a big man inside, can move laterally and then get vertical. 10 tackles for loss on the season. He's been a key cog on the interior of this Buckeyes defense all season.
A combined 1 for 13 on 3rd down for these 2 teams. Missouri 1 for 7, 3rd and 6. Cook to throw. Everybody covered. Cook on the run, fires incomplete. Trying to hit Mookie Cooper. These receivers for Missouri getting locked up by Ohio State DBs.
No separation whatsoever. I mean, Luther Bird and Jordan Hancock all over him. I love this job by Cody Simon. Sits back into coverage, and as soon as Brady Cook breaks the pocket, heads to the side, he closes it on, forces the pass, and there's nowhere to go with the football. Continued excellent coverage down the field by the best pass defense in all of college football.
And if you love punting, you've come to the right place. Here comes the 7th punt for Missouri. Jaden Ballard has to back up. And the fair catch made around the 12. There was a little contact, and here comes the flag. The gunner for Missouri, GWES Johnson, made contact with Ballard, who had signaled for the fair catch.
This would be huge to give this Ohio State offense a little bit of breathing room. Been backed up for a large part of this 2nd quarter. Discussion here.
There's no foul for kick-catch interference because there was an illegal block in the back against the return team. A penalty enforced at the distance to the goal. 1st down, Ohio State.
Yeah, you saw the push from Calvin Simpson-Hunt to the back of GWES Johnson, and that's why they waved off the flag.
That's a good call by the official. You saw Johnson, even after he got shoved, he tried to avoid the punt returner. Nice job by that crew coming together and getting that call right. And instead of it being a big, sigh of relief for Ohio State getting some room, they're backed up now on their own 7-yard line. Boy, just backup quarterback, true freshman, having to step in, been backed up every time he's taken a snap. It's been a rough stretch for this Buckeyes offense here in the 1st half.
Yet they're leading, but since that field goal, 10 yards on 9 plays, 3 straight 3-and-outs. And again, it's Lincoln Kienholz, a quarterback, the true freshman. Minute 38 to go. Each team with a pair of timeouts remaining. Travion Henderson, he just got no shot. Dropped at the 2 by Christian Williams. The ball came out, but Henderson got it back. I mean, when you know what's coming, if you're Missouri's defense, makes it a lot easier.
Christian Williams, man, he is good. The Oregon transfer, really nice job. Laterally, then vertical, up the field immediately. Nowhere to go. It's also Darius Robinson setting that edge. Robinson, Williams, a nice job. Nowhere for Travion Henderson to run with the football.
And Missouri calls a timeout. That'll leave the Tigers with 1. It'll bring up 2nd down and 13. So if you're Ryan Day, you were planning for the last month after Kyle McCord announced he's transferring that Devin Brown's going to be the guy. Now we don't know if we're going to see Brown the rest of the game. So you have a true freshman and a quarterback. What adjustments can you make at halftime to give your offense at least a chance? Because right now it doesn't look like they have much of one.
Well, it's going to be tough. Easy throws, quick throws, get the ball out fast, screen passes, set some other things up. You're going to have to continue to lean on your rushing attack. And as long as your defense continues to pitch a shutout,
right,
I don't think you should try to do too much. Like, the last thing you want right now is some kind of negative play, a turnover with Lincoln Kienholz having to take over. But we got the sense yesterday, we were asking about Lincoln Kienholz, and again, high on him in the future. I don't think the plan in any way was to have to put him out there in this game here tonight.
And now he's standing in his end zone after the 4-yard loss. Again, Missouri anticipating on that last play, the run to Henderson. He lost 3 yards.
And as a defensive lineman in these spots, you pin your ears back, you're getting up the field, trying to create some penetration.
They put Kienholz under center this time. And again, Henderson hit at the 1. He did get out of the end zone, though, so it's not a safety, but it's another negative play, a loss of 2. Tristan Newsome with the stop. Another timeout for Missouri, and it'll be 3rd and 16 for Ohio State from the
Missouri.
Buckeye 1.
This is their
Tristan Newsome, look how close he's playing to the line of scrimmage. Nice job with his hands, getting the offensive lineman's hands off and creating the negative play.
Little pushing and shoving during the timeout. The whistle blew. But some of the Ohio State offensive players, the wide receiver core, was jawing with the defensive back group for Missouri, and the officials finally break that up, and no flags are thrown.
8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks for this Missouri Tiger defense so far in this first half. Way too much penetration for Travion Henderson or this Ohio State offense to get anything going right now.
Dusty, I'll tell you, Ryan Day came onto the field and laid into this offensive line, and standing right next to it, it's astounding how much quicker and more explosive Missouri is up front. Ohio State can't even get out of their stance.
And Tom, also Cade Stover, the veteran tight end, 2-time captain, number 8 for the Buckeyes, who's been banged up. He had his helmet off. He's screaming and yelling at the offensive line.
Well, he's the tough guy, right? And the problem is he's not fully healthy, so he can't be out there down in, down out, but he brings the toughness to this football team, an old school mentality, had an outstanding senior season. And if there's anybody offensively to get the mind right of these Buckeyes, it's Cade Stover.
So now you are backed up inside your 1. 3rd down and 16. Missouri with back-to-back tackles for a loss. They try the quarterback sneak, and a little push from Travion Henderson to the backside of the quarterback, Kienholz. He got out of the end zone. More pushing and shoving, and now a flag. Kienholz got to about the 2. Well, let's see who the penalty's on. This has been percolating the last few series.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 15 of the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And Johnny Walker Jr. makes just a horrific mistake if you're Missouri. You got them stopped. They're punting from deep in their own end. And after the whistle, he would not stop jawing with the Buckeyes. And Coach Drinkholtz right there to meet him. Walked down the sideline to make sure that Walker knew he was upset.
There's Walker Jr. on the outside as he's going to come down. G. Scott kind of gave him. Tough to see exactly what transpired there.
Direct snap to Xavier Johnson with running room. He got the first down and thrown down at the 35-yard line. A minute to go. Ohio State still has 2 timeouts to work with. Gain of 18.
Massive penalty there on Johnny Walker Jr. I mean, completely flips the script. And well, they are jawing out there right now, Dave Pasch.
Yeah, Walker back on the sideline. I'm sure Drinkwitz disciplining him after that mistake by keeping him over there. He clearly was upset with what G. Scott did. You could make a case maybe that G. Scott should have been penalized as well.
They always find the second man, though, Dave. You know that.
Yep. Play action. Keene Holtz to throw. That one's low. Are they going to say he caught it or it hit the dirt? Caught. Nope. Now they rule that Tate did not make the catch. Took some time, but it is an incompletion.
Keene Holtz stands firm in the pocket. Nice poise, just trying to deliver the football on the comeback. And that ball's on the turf. Good call by the officials. Arnell Tate trying to use those strong hands, unable to get underneath it. Ball definitely hit the surface.
Now Keene Holtz 0 for 2. The Ohio State quarterbacks are 4 for 8 for 20 passing yards combined. Keene Holtz to throw. Pressure on him. And the pass nearly picked off. He was trying to throw a screen to Travion Henderson. Abrams Drain almost intercepted it. As Keene Holtz dropped back,
number 32.
there is a defender all over him.
I mean, just pressure continuing to come off the edge, setting up the screen. And boy, this is disaster averted. Chris Abrams Drain, plant drive, he sees it. And Keene Holtz hit right as he tries to deliver that pass. Almost a huge interception for Missouri.
And you saw the pressure from Dalen Carnell, completely untouched. Now what do? If you're Ryan Day, this late in the half, you've got the lead. Do you just be conservative, or do you let Keene Holtz throw it again? They're going to use the timeout here. That'll leave them with one. The play clock was winding down.
That is their second of the half. 30-second timeout.
Well, the MegaCast is back for the college football playoff semifinals on New Year's Day. 10 additional ways to watch the Rose Bowl game, presented by Prudential and the Allstate Sugar Bowl across ESPN's linear, digital, audio platforms. Field Pass for the Pat McAfee Show. Headlines the MegaCast coverage on ESPN2 with commentary from the sidelines throughout the entire game. You'll be calling the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential on ESPN Radio along with Joe Tessitore.
It's going to be incredible, man. Can't wait.
You played in the Rose Bowl game, right?
I did play in the Rose Bowl back in 2002. I've not been there to broadcast the game. Can't wait. Michigan, Alabama does not get any bigger. You touched on the punting earlier. Pat McAfee, I think he's in the house tonight. I bet he's loving what's going on here tonight with all the punts. The special teams on display for both the Tigers and the Buckeyes.
The former Indianapolis Colt punter.
He's going to be able to do a whole show.
No doubt. You're exactly right, Tom. What if I would have told you that the first half of this game would have a combined 26 yards passing? You would have told me I was crazy, Dave.
Well, and if you would have said Ohio State would be leading, I would have probably checked you in.
You might need to be checked in.
3rd down and 10. Again, let's see here. Do they just play it conservatively? They've got Xavier Johnson in the backfield. No, Keene Holtz will throw. And it's a jump ball downfield, and it's incomplete. Jaden Ballard was there. Marcus Clark had coverage. Ballard could not rip it away from Clark, and the Buckeyes will punt.
We just put it up in the air, let his player Jaden Ballard try to go make a play, but it's an excellent job by Marcus Clark. No contact down the field. Maybe trying to draw a pass interference. He's in excellent position, gets his hand on the football, creates the pass breakup, and gets his defense off the field.
And so Jesse Mirko, we've called the punters' names more than any other players on the field. This is punt number 6 for Mirko. Missouri out of timeouts. A line drive. Abrams Drain going to let it bounce. And another Missouri player just running laterally to get away from that bouncing ball. Marquise Johnson. And finally it dies at about the 20-yard line with 28 seconds to go. No timeouts left for Missouri. This is a team average 34 points per game. They are 23rd in the country in total offense, number 1 in the red zone, but they haven't gotten to the red zone. Again, they're playing against an elite defense, one of the best in college football, number 2 in points allowed.
Have not been shut out in the first half since Eli Drinkwitz took over as head coach. Man, what a performance by this Buckeyes defense here in this first half. And I'm still just in shock that Luther Burden, not a touch in the first half. That's got to change moving forward this game for Missouri.
Cook takes off and dives to about the 30. Did not get the first down, so the clock continues to run. Got to wonder about the health of Burden because we haven't seen him on punt returns the last few times. It's been Abrams' drain out there. Cook's pass is caught. He layered that over the linebacker to Cooper. And with 8 seconds to go, they're near midfield. Remember, they've got a kicker who's made a 61-yarder this year.
Best throw of the night here for Brady Cook. Confident throw right over Simon, the linebacker. A nice job by Cooper getting out of bounds quickly.
No timeouts, 8 seconds left. Ryan Day is going to call a timeout because this is a big play. You've got Harrison Mevis, who's made a 61-yarder this season, and in pregame made 2 from 65 yards. So if you're Missouri, you need to get about 7 or 8 more yards to give him a chance, and obviously it's got to go to the sideline unless you get a first down, get up there quickly and spike it.
Quick out. Throw a quick out, something fast, ball out of the hand quickly. Allow one of your wide receivers to get outside to the perimeter.
Because I don't know if you have enough time to get up there and spike it if you get a first down.
You got to get out of bounds. Just give the big kicker an opportunity. Let's see that big man eat.
I mean, even if the clock stops to reset the chains, do you have enough time to get down there, assuming it's going to take 3 to 4 seconds in on this play? Ohio State backs 3 men up 30 yards downfield.
A lot of cushion outside by these corners and these DBs.
A little surprised by that. Cook, quick throw. Finally, Luther Burden makes the catch, and he gets out of bounds at the 48 with 3 seconds left. This is a 65-yard try. I'm really surprised Ohio State let that happen.
Here we go. Get a chance to see Harrison Mevis.
Again, in warm-ups, he drilled 2 65-yarders. This is going to be just a little bit longer. He made a 61-yarder, an SEC record, to win the game against Kansas State. It's a 65-yard try to tie the game.
Delay a game.
Oh, my
Offense,
goodness.
5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Neither team had a timeout. Big mistake by Missouri. Now you're looking at a 70-yarder. That's, at this point, you don't want to risk it getting blocked and having a return, or if it's short, Ohio State puts a return guy back. So the offense comes back on the field probably to just kneel down.
Or take a shot down the field. I mean, what does it hurt to just take a shot? Boy, that's a bad mistake. You would have thought they were prepared for that. Quick throw, get out of bounds, have that field goal unit ready to run on the field and execute the field goal, but it took too long. Mistakes on both sides here so far in this first half.
All right, let's see what kind of arm strength Brady Cook has. Ohio State with 3 defenders standing in the goal line. Pressure on Cook. JTT almost got there. The pass downfield thrown out of bounds, and the half comes to an end. They will not be sending the offensive tape to the Hall of Fame after this one for either team. A combined 188 yards of offense and 3 points between these two teams.
I want to give the defense a lot of credit, but the lack of passing attack for both sides, it's been glaring.
All right, let's check in with Tom.
Coach, I know you've been handcuffed there in the first half. Your kids are fighting. Your defense is playing their tails off. What can you do in the locker room to get some things going on offense?
Well, we got to see what we can do with Lincoln. We got a young kid in there. Yeah. He's been inside his 10-yard line, I think maybe 3 series in a row. And, defense is playing well. So we got to find a way to get the thing out towards midfield. Had a chance to make a play on the 3rd down, didn't make that play. So we just got to calm him down. This is his first game ever. He's a freshman. Defense is playing well. We got to find some ways to get some first downs and get some points on the board.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it.
76 yards of total offense for Ohio State, 20 passing yards, but they have the lead, 3-0 over Missouri. Coming up after the break, it's the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. Reese Davis, Desmond Howard, Joey Galloway. Halftime of the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. You're watching the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. The 88th edition from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, and it's 3-0 in this battle of top 10 teams. Ohio State trying to get to 12-1. Missouri shooting for win number 11. Dave Pasch alongside Dusty Dvorak, and as a former NFL nose tackle, I know deep down inside you're really appreciating this defensive struggle. 6 total sacks in this game. Let's go ahead and take a look at our road test brought to you by Goodyear. It's all about defense.
What
and the punter.
Exciting first half of football we have here for the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. It was all about the defense and the pressure both of these defenses have been putting. The defensive end, Sawyer, Molau, doing a great job. You see here Johnny Walker Jr. doing an outstanding job getting to the quarterback. This first half saw 12 tackles for loss, 6 sacks. There were more punts than first downs. All about the defense in this first half. And I got to tell you, partner, I absolutely love it.
More tackles for loss and punts than combined first downs. And under 200 yards of total offense combined. 28 passing yards for Missouri, 20 passing yards for Ohio State. Lincoln Kienholz, the backup quarterback who came in for the injured Devin Brown, who, by the way, was 4 of 6. Kienholz went 0 for 4. Travion Henderson held to 44 rushing yards, as obviously Missouri was anticipating him getting a touch almost every snap. It'll come out to the 25 for Missouri to start the second half. Here's Tom.
Well, guys, talking to both head coaches, similar responses. We've got to start making some things happen on third down. Both teams have combined 1 of 16 on third down, and field position, particularly with Ohio State, is killing this offense. A freshman in Lincoln Kienholz, they're constantly playing in their own backyard, inside their 10-yard line. They really want to, Ohio State, try and give him some confidence throws at perimeter, avoid throws downfield, condense the offense, and run the football.
Let's see what Missouri does here on the opening drive of the second half. And it's play action, in trouble, and down goes the quarterback, Brady Cook. Jack Sawyer levels into the ground for a loss of almost 10.
Well, Jack Sawyer is having the game of his career to this point, just coming off the edge. He's just been having so much success. No one accounts for him. No one gets to him. Direct line at the quarterback. And Jack Sawyer taking advantage on this first play of the second half.
He has 2 sacks in this game. He had 3.5 all season. That's the 4th for the Buckeyes as a team tonight. Second down and 19. Just going to run Schrader. And he's mauled at the 20-yard line by Williams. So a gain of 4 for Cody Schrader, who's the nation's leading rusher in terms of rushing yards per game. And he's at 45 yards in this one on 11 carries.
Jack Sawyer, JTT, the defensive ends have been sensational here so far. Tyleik Williams, Michael Hall on the interior doing a nice job with their hands, getting off of blocks, limiting the space for Cody Schrader to get going.
These teams have combined 1 of 16 on third down in the first half. Missouri was the one that had a conversion. Cook going deep, trying for GWES, and it's incomplete. Intended for GWES with Igbinosun in coverage and thrown out of bounds. 4th down, and a 3-and-out for Missouri.
A quick possession there to start the second half for Missouri. This ball just floats on Brady Cook. I haven't seen the confidence with him throwing the football down the field at all in this game so far. You see GWES continue to drift and drift. Good position there, Igbinosun. A very quick 3-and-out for Missouri.
And Riley Williams, who did a great job punting in the first half, will boot it from inside his 10. And Ballard is deep. He did not signal for a fair catch. He's tackled by Johnson at the 45. We should give the long snappers some love, especially with our guy Tom Luganville, whose son Quade will be a college football long snapper at Eastern Kentucky next year. The long snappers have been phenomenal here tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, picture perfect. A lot on the film for the special teams coaches to go over.
Number 48 for
Is Quade taking notes, Tom?
I hope so. He's got plenty of reps, too.
No doubt about that.
So it will be Lincoln Kienholz. Devin Brown got injured in the first quarter, left the game, came back onto the field, tried to give it a go, could not, and so it's Kienholz, the true freshman, threw 5 passes during the regular season. Again, Kyle McCord started every regular season game for the Buckeyes, then transferred to Syracuse after the end of the year. Decent starting field position from the 44 and back to throw from the pocket. Got a receiver wide open. It's caught by Johnson inside the 35. Biggest play for either team today. 25 yards as Johnson's hurt.
It's a good route here by Johnson, just a corner route. And he's matched up on a linebacker, Tristan Newsom. Ball delivered, and a good spot there from Keenholz. Well done as he takes a shot as he delivers that ball. Nice job by the true freshman, standing in there off the play action and delivering a nice pass. Unfortunately, Johnson down on the sideline after the catch.
That was Abrams Drain with the hit. Remember, Marvin Harrison Jr. not available, opting out, announced just before kickoff. And now Johnson shaken up after finally Ohio State able to get a big play. Taco Bell is bringing the Live Más student section and its students to the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Tonight they're picking up the tab for students from each school so that these fans could come cheer on their teams. And it is a full house here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. This is the 88th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. The first back in 1937 featured Slingin' Sammy Baugh, who was co-most outstanding player that day with 5 completions. Wow. Ohio State has 5 completions right now, and so does Missouri.
He would have fit in very well in the 2023 Cotton Bowl.
But the Buckeyes on the move after the biggest play for either team, although Xavier Johnson, after that 25-yard catch, was banged up. It was Keenholz's first completion of the day after replacing the injured Devin Brown. And here comes a reverse and maybe a pass from Abuka throwing downfield, incomplete. Trying to hit Carnell Tate. Trevez Johnson was downfield. He did not leave Tate for a second.
Excellent job by Trevez Johnson. He was not taking the cheese. Center field safety reads it the whole way. Good position there on Carnell Tate. Good discipline by the junior safety.
Too bad Abuka didn't get some air under that ball to give Tate an opportunity to elevate and go up and locate it.
So now 2nd and 10 at the 32. Neither team has been in the red zone today. Keenholz keeping it, trying to get the corner. He does. Out of bounds after lost his balance around the 30, so it's gain of just a couple for the true freshman. Coach has said it's a pretty good athlete. Haven't really been able to see that yet, though, in this game.
See a little bit of speed turn the corner. Ryan Day said he could do a windmill dunk in high school. It's more than a pretty good athlete to me, Mr.
0 for 8 on 3rd down, but 3rd and 11 most of the day. And pass incomplete. Keenholz in trouble from jump, and there's an injured Missouri player. It was Dalen Carnell who had pressure, but he gets some help off the field. Looks to be okay, and Ohio State will try a field goal.
Yeah, Chuck Hicks is going to come inside. He's going to bring the pressure as we continue to see Blake Baker dial up pressures on 3rd down situations. Why wouldn't you? This job once again on 3rd down, getting after the quarterback.
Jaden Fielding, whose season long is 47 yards. This is a 48-yard try. He made a 44-yarder earlier. This is hugging the left upright. It hits the upright and is no good. It remains 3-0 after the miss by Fielding. That would have been a season long. Eli Drinkwitz with a chance to celebrate a little after Ohio State can't connect from 48 yards. It's still 3-zip Buckeyes.
The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic is brought to you by Taco Bell and Capital One. What's in your wallet?
75 years ago on New Year's Day 1948, the Cotton Bowl Classic was the first interracial bowl game. Wally Triplett and Dennis Hoggard of Penn State made history. Penn State tied SMU 13-13. It was just months after Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier that Ogden and Triplett played for Penn State, and then Triplett went on to become the first African-American drafted by an NFL team. He was chosen by the Detroit Lions, then served his country in the military in the Korean War, and then came back, played a little bit for the Chicago Cardinals. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill here at AT&T Stadium as Cody Schrader gets a couple of yards on the ground. Very difficult to run against this Ohio State defense. Tackle made by Steele Chambers, third team all Big Ten linebacker.
Converted running back from a couple of years ago, got a much better understanding of this defense and playing with more physicality. Nice downhill tackle from Steele Chambers.
Cook to throw. It's been a struggle. Going to dump it off here to his tight end, and a good tackle out in space against Norfleet. That was Jordan Hancock. Going to start of the last handful of games. Lathan Ransom not playing in this game because of injury. And another short game, 3rd and long coming up.
One of the things that's really stood out to me, the defensive line for Ohio State's been outstanding. But the tackling on the back end, Tom, these defensive backs for the Buckeyes, they can really tackle well in open space.
Yeah, and we've talked about that with Denzel Burke. I mean, he is the complete package on the perimeter, and Norwood is just Mr. Reliable.
Burden, top of your screen, and Cook in trouble, takes off again, and he's able to get the first down. And he crossed midfield, a rarity in this game. A gain of 18 yards and a first down for Mizzou.
Well, Brady Cook with good pocket presence here. It's a good interior rush from the defensive tackle, Michael Hall Jr., but it opens up a rushing lane for Brady Cook to take advantage of. Has not had much success throwing the football down the field, but nice, successful first down, converting on that 3rd down.
And that is the second 3rd down conversion for Missouri in this game. Still none for Ohio State. And then the snap goes over the head of Cook. And with Sawyer bearing down on him, he just fell on it, and he loses 8 yards.
Connor Tollison just snaps it too soon. Brady Cook's looking off to his left, not ready whatsoever for this snap. Fortunately, he's able to get a hand on it and get on top of the football. Sophomore center with a mistake, prematurely snapping the ball.
Player the coaches said has been the most improved offensive lineman for Missouri from a year ago. So now it's 2nd and 18. They line up Burden in the backfield. Let's see if they give it to him. Now they flex him out, and Cook back to throw, going to Burden, makes the catch, but an immediate takedown. Steele Chambers out on the edge, makes the stop, and just a gain of 2.
Now you're set up in 3rd and super long once again. Allows these Buckeye defensive ends, JTT, Jack Sawyer, to pin their ears back and come. When you're getting this kind of pressure, if you're Jim Knowles, you don't need to press. You can sit back and play coverage and allow your front 4 to get home. Can the Missouri offensive line protect and give Brady Cook any time?
Third and 16, 4-man rush. Cook in trouble, steps up, sacked by Sawyer, the 3rd takedown of Brady Cook by Jack Sawyer. He had 3.5 sacks all season.
Just complete and total domination by this defensive line. It's going to start with Williams. It's going to finish with Jack Sawyer.
Number 11 for Ohio
Sorry,
State
Michael
is now
Hall,
number
defensive
48.
tackle. It's a really good interior rush. Beats Tollison inside, forces Brady Cook to step up, and it's Jack Sawyer, the beneficiary of his defensive tackle, forcing the quarterback to move.
Man, they had 22 sacks all year. They got 5 in this game. Missouri able to cross midfield, but then went backwards on 2 of the next 3 plays, forced to punt. Ballard with a fair catch around the 25-yard line. There is a penalty marker down on the far side of the field. Each team has been penalized 4 times in this game.
During the kick, holding number 24 receiving team. That's a 10-yard penalty. We first down, timeout on the field.
That'll back up the Buckeyes. Jermaine Matthews, the guilty man. 8:39 to go in the 3rd. It's still 3-0 Ohio State.
Time for our moves on the field, presented by Chick-fil-A, and it comes from the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. And Clemson's Phil Maffa had a day against Kentucky. Here going 29 yards to the house. That is one of 4 Phil Maffa touchdowns on the day, tying a Gator Bowl record, setting a Clemson Bowl record as the Tigers win a wild one, 38-35. Dave?
Reese, a little bit different story here with combined 3 points, 217 yards, 77 total passing yards. Lincoln Kienholz handing it off. And again, just Henderson with Missouri stacking the box, knowing what's coming, and forcing Ohio State at some point to make the quarterback beat them. And right there, and then some jawing after the play with Christian Williams and Henderson.
They've got 8 bodies right there around the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're not hiding it. Blake Baker is loading up and daring them to throw the football down the field. Nowhere for Travion Henderson throwing the football.
Johnson back in the game. The jet sweep, got hit in the backfield, but ends up getting positive yardage. Gain of about 3. Johnson took a big hit from Chris Abrams' drain on the longest play for either team, 25 yards on that last drive, but obviously back out there.
But it's Johnny Walker Jr. coming off the edge, untouched, and he gets the initial contact on Johnson. Able to elude that tackle and get a couple of yards, but just no space whatsoever on the ground right now for Ohio State.
0 for 9 on 3rd down, and they're just going to run Johnson. And he's able to break a tackle and get the Buckeyes their first 3rd down conversion of the game.
Well, the center, Matthew Jones, really nice job paving this path. Also, Donovan Jackson peeling out and opening up some room. And the vision by Johnson to find the cutback lane and move the chains. Well done on the interior of that Buckeyes offensive line. You look at Marvin Harrison Jr. not playing here tonight. Watching in disbelief. Offensive productivity in this game.
And knowing him and his personality, I think he probably feels bad because he knows he could help the team. But for obvious reasons, opted out of this game as Henderson gets about 9 on the play, bringing up 2nd and short. But everybody that's healthy other than Harrison is available. Now, several players are in the portal, including the quarterback, Kyle McCord. He went to Syracuse. Julian Fleming transferring. Ransom and Eichenberg, although Eichenberg tried to play against Michigan, but not available today.
Everyone who is available outside of Marvin Harrison Jr. opting in. Gotta love that. This team got a lot of pride and wanting to finish off this season the right way.
Well, Kienholz in 2nd and short. That's been a rarity today, and he's going to give it. Henderson breaking free and into Missouri territory. They're starting to lean on him now. A gain of 15 for Henderson.
And it's Josh Simmons, Donovan Jackson, left side of this offensive line. Watch the cave down that they create. And Travion Henderson, he doesn't need much space, and when he can hit it downhill with that burst, he's tough to stop. Nice job on back-to-back plays by this Buckeyes offensive line, getting some movement, getting some push, and allowing the ball carriers some space to run.
And remember, they made a change. Matthew Jones, who've been starting at right guard, he's the starting center. Enoch Bamahi is the starting right guard. Now back to throw. Kienholz backing up, and the pass thrown well short of Scott, the intended target. 5:15 remaining in the 3rd. Still 3-0 Ohio State, but the Buckeyes are in Missouri territory, and they've only been able to run a handful of plays on the other side of the 50 in this game. There's Devin Brown, who got hurt in the first half after making the start, the first of his career at quarterback.
And as we talked to Brian Day yesterday, he said it's his team right now. Talking about Devin Brown, but a short evening for him. He tried to gut it out and get back out there with the ankle, but he could not give it a go. On to the true freshman, Lincoln Kienholz, trying to win this Cotton Bowl.
Kienholz looked a little confused there. Here's Johnson on the carry, stumbles, and down he goes after a 1-yard pickup. Trevez Johnson in there for Missouri, and now it's 3rd down and almost 10.
You've seen in these spots, Blake Baker bringing pressure on these quarterbacks. Kind of feels like a screen right now, might be timely. The ball to Travion Henderson, set him up with something, swing screen. Showing pressure here from Missouri up front.
Here they come. Kienholz in trouble, throwing it out of bounds. In the area was Carnell Tate. Dalen Carnell for Missouri had the pressure again.
Well, how many times have you said that tonight? Dalen Carnell has been flying off the edge, unaccounted for, bring more than Ohio State can block, and Kienholz just has to retreat and just get rid of the football as quick as he can.
There's no chance at all there. So another punt for Jesse Mirko, and Chris Abrams drain deep for Missouri. Seventh punt of the game from Mirko. This is excellent. Pins Missouri inside the 10 at the 5. 43-yard punt. College Football Playoff Foundation and ESPN are celebrating 10 years of teaming up to support teachers with a new postseason initiative, Touchdown for Teachers. $1,000 is donated to local schools for every touchdown scored during a bowl game. Visit touchdownforteachers.org for more information. The teacher being recognized tonight is Jasmine McCoy. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill. Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Missouri on its 5-yard line. Gonna run the ball here. Try to create some space, maybe to throw it down the field. Cody Schrader picking up a couple. Let's go back to the first half. This play not only knocked Devin Brown out of the game, but watch. It's called on the field a fumble and a recovery by Ohio State. You see the ball right there. Recovered immediately by Missouri. It was reviewed, but they never stopped play to review it further as Ty Hamilton takes down Schrader for a 1-yard loss at the 7. And that's the biggest surprise, is that even though they were looking at it, obviously there was a lot going on. Why not stop play and take more time to review it? Because that happened inside the 10-yard line of Ohio State.
Made no sense. I'm still befuzzled that they didn't do that. Jernigan with a clear recovery. We talked with Matt Austin. He was surprised. Obviously, a blown situation there by the crew.
Brady Cook throwing from his goal line. Over the middle, it's caught. With a huge hit right at the line to gain. Sonny Styles with the big hit on Theo Weiss, but he got the first down.
This is big. Nice route by Theo Weiss. Man-to-man coverage by Jordan Hancock. And you see the big shot delivered by Sonny Styles. Good concentration by Theo Weiss to complete the catch.
Back to the run. Here's Schrader. And Schrader gets tattooed at the 25. But after one of his better runs of the day, the hit by Hicks and Proctor, but a gain of 11.
Good job by Xavier Delgado getting on that second level, helping spring that run for Cody Schrader. Not been able to get going. There's not been much space here so far with this Buckeyes defense. Best run of the night for Cody Schrader.
60 yards. He averages 125, which leads the nation. 2.5 to go in the third. And some movement on the left side of the line for Missouri. Understandably, given all the pressure on their quarterback tonight, 5 sacks.
Number 79 offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Armand Membu, who is the right tackle. Well, it's such a great year for Missouri. 10-2, wins over Kansas State, Kentucky, blew out Tennessee, knocked off Florida. Ohio State had a great year, 11-0, until obviously the Michigan loss on the final possession. But both Eli Drinkwitz and Ryan Day got to be frustrated with the offense for their teams in this game. And the offenses were pretty good during the regular season. First down for Cook on the ground. That's been the best weapon for Missouri, is Cook running the ball. He gets 15.
Boy, this just looked like a design quarterback draw. I love the speed and the stiff arm he gives to Sonny Styles. Safety comes up right there in the hole. And a nice job in the open field by Brady Cook, getting to the sidelines and picking up another first down.
Igbinosun with a hit out of bounds, but looked like Cook kind of was involved in the contact as well. No flag obviously thrown, so first down for Missouri on its 35. This drive started on the Tiger 5. Play fake. Cook setting up. Throwing deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 20-yard line by Johnson. Biggest play of the night for Missouri. And it goes for 50 yards into the red zone.
Just a deep post play action pass. The protection was there. And a great find by Brady Cook. What they worked on heading into the season with the offensive coordinator Kirby Moore pushing the ball down the field at just the right time.
Schrader getting the carry, driving the legs, pushing the pile down to the 10. Missouri, the #1 red zone offense, 54 of 55. They've converted 50 consecutive times in the red zone.
Back to this big completion, the protection, best it's been this entire ball game. And the true freshman, Marquise Johnson, getting behind the secondary at play action, froze the safety just long enough for Johnson to
the
get over the
previous
top.
play is under further review.
And now they're reviewing that run play on first down. Not sure exactly what they're looking at here. But they have stopped play. Mentioned that they're 54-55 in the red zone. Just to clarify, that's scoring of any kind, field goals or touchdowns. But 50 straight conversions in the red zone, the longest in the FBS since 2011. Yeah, they're looking to see here if Ohio State had more than 11 players on the field during the snap. And yeah, there's a 12th man, so that should be a 5-yard penalty.
Well, the tempo was going to be a big part of this game plan for Eli Drinkwitz, Kirby Moore. Felt that as great as Ohio State's been on defense all year, they didn't have the depth. They don't rotate the bodies, and if they could keep that same defensive front on the field, they could go tempo, could get them on their heels, get them tired, and take advantage. The problem is they haven't gotten first downs tonight.
Right.
And on this drive, once they're able to pick up a couple of first downs, take the deep shot, got on the field quickly, and cut Ohio State into substitution.
And Dusty, you know, that's the types of plays from Missouri we saw all year, and that just shows you how good Ohio State is on D.
The defense did not get off the field prior to the snap. This is illegal substitution, number 58 of the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll be 1st and 5 from the 10-yard line.
So they basically get the additional yard, but they gain it down by accepting the penalty. And going back to your guys' point on the explosive play, Brady Cook had 40 passing yards. He now has 90. So
he overdoubled.
He doubled it on one play. And again, the first red zone trip for either team tonight. Closing seconds of the third quarter, 1st and 5 for Missouri at the 10-yard line of Ohio State. And now another flag. This looks to be on the offense.
Number 72, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Xavier Delgado, the left guard.
They get 5 for the illegal substitution. They give it right back with a false start. Seen several times here tonight that happened with this Missouri offensive line.
False starts, and then you also remember you had that delay of game at the end of the first half where their kicker, who has made a 61-yarder, had a chance at a 65-yarder, but obviously the penalty pushed them out of range. Here's Cook on the run. Inside the 10, drilled out of bounds at the 6-yard line by Cody Simon. But a gain of 9 for Brady Cook, who took a shot.
This is the end of the third
quarter. It remains 3-0 here at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill, AT&T Stadium, Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Brady Cook, the quarterback, got shaken up on that hit by Cody Simon on 1st down, but he's going to stay in the game. He was wincing in pain as he was throwing, so something with his right arm. Ohio State has never shut out an opponent in a bowl game. And Missouri's on the doorstep. Inside the 5 and into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game is Cody Schrader.
This is where Cody Schrader is at his best. Downhill, inside zone, Excellent vision, capping off a 95-yard drive. Inside Tullison, Delgado. Watch the movement they get to help open up this inside rushing attack. Excellent job by those two on the double team. Just enough for Cody Schrader, and the Tigers with the first touchdown of the game.
Extra point good to make it 7-3. 14th rushing touchdown for the Burlsworth Award winner, the former walk-on who started his career at Truman State. Thought about quitting football when he had no interest from any, forget the FBS, any FCS schools. So he started to work at DoorDash to make some money to think about his future, but he stuck with football. He made the right choice. It's worked out great.
Unbelievable story. And his path to get to this moment. Consensus All-American. Watch the toughness and the physicality. He's met at about the 3. Will not be denied as he gets into the end zone for the first time tonight.
95-yard drive would basically match the total Missouri had for the entire game, and they did it in 8 plays. They got a 50-yard pass play from Brady Cook to Marquise Johnson. Biggest play for either team, and now we'll see if Ohio State can answer. And again, down to true freshman quarterback Lincoln Kienholz. Touchback. Buckeyes will start on their 25.
Well, the Tigers haven't been able to get much going all game long, but it started on the 5-yard line, and it was several first downs. Brady Cook getting it done with his legs, getting to the sidelines, moving the chains, and then the big deep shot down the field. The protection finally held up as he finds Marquise Johnson for a 50-yard gain, and then Cody Schrader, one of the best running backs in all of college football, on a staple play for this offense, finds the end zone on the inside zone. Can the Buckeyes answer with their true freshman quarterback running the show?
They were starting to run it successfully with Travion Henderson, but that last drive stalled. Missed field goal from 48 yards. Henderson is not in the backfield here. Play fake. And the throw downfield is caught. Near midfield to Buka. First time we've called his name since the first quarter. It's a gain of 25 yards.
How about the trust in Ryan Day and his quarterback? Protection holds up. I love this route. Little curl route, work back to the quarterback. Ball's on time and on target. You see Kienholz sliding away from the pressure, stepping into that throw. That's a big-time throw right there, Tom.
No doubt, and not only sliding away from the pressure, but keeping his eyes downfield. Very difficult for young quarterbacks.
4th catch for Ibuka. Kienholz to throw again, lobs that one to the sideline. It's on target. G. Scott on the catch, just short of the first down. That's consecutive completions to maybe get the true freshman QB in a rhythm.
It felt like that was a rhythm throw there. Nice little out route by G. Scott. Good matchup on the Missouri defensive back, and that ball in rhythm and on time, on target. Back-to-back throws. Got to be boosting the confidence of Lincoln Kienholz.
Going to run Henderson in short yardage here, trying to get the corner. Good job by the contained Newsome on the edge, and Henderson comes up short. Gain of 1. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. Opening 2 minutes here of the 4th quarter.
Saw some success early on the interior of this Buckeyes offensive line. Imagine something on the inside.
And Missouri stacking the box with 8 men. And they crowd the line of scrimmage. Quarterback sneak. Kienholz diving past the line to gain. Again, Kienholz came in for the injured Devin Brown. Kyle McCord started every game at quarterback during the regular season, but a surprising move to a lot of people. Decided to transfer after the season. He's now at Syracuse. Brown had never started a game until tonight. Got injured in the first quarter, tried to stay in the game, knocked out of the game for good in the second quarter. And Kienholz in a little bit of a groove now after back-to-back completions and picking up the first down using his feet on 3rd and 1. Now play action. Pressure coming in his face. Steps away from it. Kienholz gets hit. Bounces off a defender down to the 37. Newsom with the initial tag. And a pickup of 3.
It's a smart play by Keenholz. Johnny Walker Jr. coming off the edge. Keenholz steps up into the pocket and gets a nice little pickup on first down. Didn't force anything down the field. Nice feel of that pressure, stepping up and moving away from it.
I like the trust, too, that Ryan Day is starting to show in this youngster.
And coming into today, just 5 pass attempts. 3 against Michigan State, 2 against Minnesota. In cleanup duty. An opportunity in prime time in front of a full house tonight. Travion Henderson trying to run right but can't. Offensive line blown off the ball. Johnny Walker Jr. And again Tristan Newsom.
Tristan Newsom, just a downhill linebacker. Watch him just blow this thing up. Flying downhill. They're going to pull both guards. They're going to pull backside tackle, backside guard. And Tristan Newsom gets in that crack, gets up the field, and creates a negative play.
3rd down and 10. You would assume 4 down territory. They're 2 of 4 this half on 3rd down after 0 for 8 in the first half. 4-man rush. Keenholz from the pocket, lobbing it, and it's incomplete. Johnson could not haul it in. Chris Abrams-Drain, who's one of the best SEC corners, was there with the pass defended.
And that pass took forever to get there. Keenholz falling away, trying to get the ball to Johnson. It's a nice job getting that left hand in there at the last minute by Abrams-Drain to create the pass breakup. And I think this is the right call by Ryan Day. 4th and 10, 40, play the field position game. I know we just saw Missouri have a 95-yard touchdown drive, but your defense has been sound all game. Try to back them up and let your defense get a stop.
It's one thing if you got 4th and 3 to 4th and 6, even with the true freshman quarterback, but not 4th and 11. Abrams-Drain calling for the fair catch, secures it around the Missouri 9-yard line. Missouri 7, Ohio State 3, early 4th in Arlington. Tonight's Capital One, rewarding performance. That last drive for Missouri.
95-yard touchdown drive, and the big key was the throw to Marquise Johnson. Luther Burden drawing both safeties, eyeballing him, freeze him, and it opens up the deep shot down the field to Marquise Johnson, and then Cody Schrader able to cap it off with that touchdown run. Even though Luther Burden hadn't been involved much as a receiver, he was a decoy on the deep shot. Biggest play of this game to this point.
Missouri backed up on its 9, and here Schrader got tripped up at the point of attack out to about the 12. Well, just to give you another snapshot into the life of Cody Schrader and how hard he's worked to get to this point. He was going to graduate, and they told him don't go to practice, so he didn't. He went to graduation. So not only did he practice by himself at night, but he was in full pads by himself, practicing alone at night.
Had a script, full pads. Somebody had to grab their camera phone to video it. You got to have proof to believe it. The dedication and commitment that Cody Schrader brings to this team.
On 2nd and 7, gets another carry. He's fighting for every inch. Landed on a teammate, so he wasn't down until he stretched out to about the 18-yard line. So a gain of 6, 3rd down and short. Missouri going with some tempo. Schrader's 3rd straight carry, and he gets the first down past the 20-yard line.
There's not really anywhere to go. Cody Simon was in the backfield. Cody Schrader, small in stature, just 5'9", maybe 215, finds a little bit of wiggle room, lowers the shoulder, and it moves the chains.
Finished 8th in the voting for the Heisman Trophy, just the 15th consensus All-America in Missouri history. And in trouble, the quarterback, Cook, never saw Jordan Hancock. And that's a loss of 8 on the play. That's a huge potential momentum shift on the 6th sack of the day for the Buckeyes.
Well, Jordan Hancock unaccounted for as he's going to come in right off the edge. And Brady Cook never feels him, never sees him. That's one Cody Schrader. And he's usually so good in protection. He's trying to sneak out late, realize, I need to get a little help to my quarterback. But it's Hancock getting Brady Cook to the ground.
So 2nd down and 17. 2 Ohio State players jump, so a free play and a shot downfield. And it's pulled in for a first down by Theo Weiss past the 40-yard line. And all the way to the 45 for a gain of 30.
Free play. You get JTT to jump off sides, one-on-one outside, Hancock, Theo Weiss, and an absolute dime delivered by Brady Cook. You can't place that ball any better.
And Weiss, who went to Allen High School, very close to AT&T Stadium, started out his career at Oklahoma, played in the Cotton Bowl a couple years ago, had a touchdown in that game for the Sooners, transferred to Missouri with a big catch there to move the ball out to the 45 at the 9-minute mark. Missouri leading 7-3. Back to the ground game, and Schrader into Buckeye territory, drilled out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and here comes the flag. Josh Proctor with the late hit on Schrader, tack on 15 yards for Missouri. That'll place the ball at about the Buckeye 32. Now check that. Let's see exactly where they say the hit occurred.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 47 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
The perimeter blocking here by Mookie Cooper and Mekhi Miller set up the run. And you see Proctor coming late once he's in the
Correction,
right.
number 41.
I mean, that's, I don't know, man. That's close. He's coming in. He's still in bounds.
Didn't love the call.
I don't love that call. I mean, that's just good effort there by Josh Proctor. You know, you're coming full speed to the sidelines, and Cody Schrader's right there with 1 foot still in. Tough call right there for the Buckeyes.
And they do spot it at the 32, so they say the hit was at the 47, and a gain of 1 there for Schrader. Let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, what did you think of that call? Did they get it right?
Yeah, Dave, I agree with you and Dusty. He was going north-south. He had 1 foot barely on the white. The player was committed. I don't think that's a great call. I think they should have passed on that.
And it obviously costs Ohio State dearly. I mean, any yardage is big in this game, and especially 15 yards that puts the ball near your 30. Good bounce back by the Ohio State defense on first down. So on 2nd and 9, room for Schrader getting the edge, but a nice play to trip him up. As Cody Simon may have saved the touchdown. It's a gain of 8, but he did not get the first down.
Xavier Delgado, the left guard, is having his way right now at the front of Ohio State. Really doing a good job getting movement, opening up holes. We saw it last drive. We're seeing it again on this drive. We didn't see that for almost the entirety of this game. But this Missouri offensive line starting to get a little bit of confidence, starting to get some movement up front.
3rd down and 1. We're going to pound it with Schrader. Knocked down in the backfield. What a great play by Michael Hall Jr., who's been banged up all year, playing through injury for most of the season, shaken up again as he makes the hit here, and it's 4th down.
Michael Hall Jr. taking on a double team. Really good at the point of attack, and he kind of actually almost trips him up as he tries to sit on that double. Schrader gets tripped up, and a crucial 4th and short. Looks like Missouri's going to go for it. I don't know. I feel like you should take your points here.
Right, force Ohio State to actually have to score a touchdown. But Eli Drinkwitz electing to go for it, although he's going to call a timeout and may reconsider.
Timeout, Missouri. This is their first of the half. Timeout on the field.
The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic is brought to you by Goodyear. Discover the possibilities. Goodyear, more driven. And AT&T, connecting changes everything.
The first college football playoff national championship game was here, AT&T Stadium, a decade ago. Ohio State beat Oregon 42-20. The Buckeyes have been in a New Year's Six bowl game all 10 seasons of its existence. They trailed this game 7-3, and Missouri keeping the offense on the field to go for it on 4th and 1. Obviously, if you don't get it, you could lose if Ohio State gets a touchdown. At least if you kick the field goal, Ohio State gets a touchdown, you're still tied. But Eli Drinkwitz told us yesterday, we're going to be aggressive. This will qualify.
Analytics says go. And the aggressive nature that Coach Drinkwitz was entering this game with, they're lining up and going.
Your kickers made 14 field goals in a row, but they are going for it on 4th and 1. They fake the pitch, and Cook keeps it, and and he's able to get the first down barely to the 21-yard line. Cook took another shot. Man, he's been sticking his face in there all night. This looks like his left hand. He hurt his right arm earlier.
Second time we've seen that fake toss to the outside and essentially a quarterback counter right in the middle. Pull backside guard, lead up there with Cody Schrader. And well, you mentioned it, Brady Cook showing some real toughness. That's one of the things Coach Drinkwitz told us going back to last year. One thing about Brady Cook, he's tough.
Hands off Schrader. Inside the 15, inside the 10, clocked out of bounds by Styles. But it's first and goal for Missouri. Inside 6 minutes to go, leading by 4.
With Javon Foster, the left tackle, a key block to help spring that run by Cody Schrader, who's up over 100 yards on the night.
Back to Schrader. Breaks a tackle at the 10. And to about the 7. Tackle made by Styles. You talked about the toughness of Brady Cook. This is a dream come true for him. He grew up loving Missouri football and wanting to play quarterback at Missouri. And not only has it happened for him, but he's a really good player and a terrific student. The Scholar Athlete of the Year in the SEC. He graduated December a year ago, working on his master's in business administration. And trying maybe to put this game away right now. Second down and goal, 13th play of the drive. Cook to the air, into the end zone, caught. And there's Luther Burden. Touchdown, Missouri. We've been waiting for Burden to arrive all night long, and it happens at the most critical time.
Well, as Missouri's running the football, it's going to set this up. Watch Cody Simon. He's going to sneak up. It's going to set up the slant to Luther Burden. Middle of the field's open, and it's exactly what Brady Cook needs to fire a dart and potentially a dagger into the hearts of the Buckeyes.
Sonny Styles had a chance to pick that off. And how about the last true drives by Missouri? They go 95 yards for a touchdown and now 91 yards for a touchdown and maybe put this game away with 5:12 to go. They lead 14-3. Brady Cook's 21st touchdown pass of the year. Luther Burden making an appearance. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, road tested and game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Impressive back-to-back possessions by Missouri against the number 2 defense in the country. As Missouri scored 14 points here in the fourth quarter to take a 14-3 lead, and now Ohio State with just 5 minutes and 12 seconds to work with, down 2 scores. Xavier Johnson going to let this one go, and the Buckeyes will start on the 25. When we come back, you're watching the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Ram Trucks postgame on ESPN directly following this game. MVPs from both sides of the ball and the trophy presentation. And right now it's Missouri leading 14-3. The Tigers seeking their first bowl win since 2015. Missouri has 4 11-win seasons all time. The last coming in 2014 when they won 12 games. And considering they were picked 13th in the SEC and 6th in the SEC East, it would be a remarkable campaign in year 4 for Eli Drinkwitz if Missouri pulls this off, even though Ohio State basically playing with its 3rd string quarterback. Ibuka fighting for extra yardage after the catch, and it's a gain of 18 to the 43.
Good route by Emeka Ibuka. Really like after the catch, fighting for those extra yards, moving the chains, trying to give this offense a little bit of life.
59 receiving yards for Ibuka. Keene holds the throw again. That pass was low again, intended for Carnell Tate. Incomplete. 4:41 to go. Buckeyes still with all their timeouts.
Bright future for Carnell Tate with the great size, speed, ball skills, but one he wishes he could have back. That pass delivered low, but definitely a catchable football there for Carnell Tate.
Got to make that play.
Keenholtz now 4 of 13 passing, 75 yards. Devin Brown threw for just 20 yards and was sacked 3 times before he left the game. Pre-snap penalty, movement by Ohio State.
False start, number 0, offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
We talked a lot about the struggles by the quarterbacks, but, you know, offensively, all around, it hasn't been good. The offensive line, guys not lined up right at receiver. Several mistakes by the offense outside of the quarterback play.
A lot of mistakes, a lot of negative plays created by this Missouri front. They've gotten after this Ohio State offensive line from the opening possession of this football game. Like we thought, Blake Baker bringing a lot of different pressures in this defensive line. They've been playing with their hair on fire all game.
And 8 penalties on the day for Ohio State, and most of them by the offense. Drinkwitz calls a timeout here.
Timeout, Missouri.
Only 10 men on the field for Missouri, and that's why Coach Drink called the timeout. Now let's go to Scott Van Pelt in the studio while we have a moment. Scotty.
Dave, how are you? Getting set for Sports Center, following the Cotton Bowl. We got a special double dip edition. I'm not sure we've ever done this before, and I think it feels kind of ominous. Winners and bad beats in the same show. We'll see how that goes. Russell Wilson speaks out after being benched, the timeline from his perspective, and highlights from a very busy day in college football. Back down in Dallas. Dave and Dusty, it's all yours.
All right, Scott. Now, obviously, we're just getting started here with all the bowl games. This is the first New Year's 6 game.
Tomorrow's going to be great. Ole Miss, Penn State to kick it off. Their SEC Big Ten showdown. And then Florida State, Georgia following that. Obviously, both those teams falling out of the final college football playoff rankings. Ton of controversy, conversation around Florida State. They don't have a lot of people playing. Georgia, quarterback Carson Beck coming back. Can't wait to see those 2 New Year's 6 games tomorrow.
Travion Henderson getting the carry to make it a manageable 3rd down, and he gets 7, so it'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Got off very quickly.
4 down territory, of course, at this stage. 4-man rush. Keenholtz over the middle, completes it, but short of the line to gain is Xavier Johnson. It'll be 4th and 2 at the 49 of Missouri as we near the 4-minute mark. And Ryan Day obviously going for it. 3 timeouts left. Have some options here. Don't necessarily have to throw it, but they will. Keenholtz pass and a nice catch made by Emeka Egbuka for a 1st down at the 44. Clock still running though.
Strong hands by Egbuka, snares that ball out of the air and brings it in to keep this drive alive. Full extension from Egbuka. They got to go quick.
Imagine being Keenholtz, who's probably gotten about 10 reps. Right. 2-minute drill the entire season.
True freshman threw just 5 passes coming into today. Replaced the injured Devin Brown late in the first half. In trouble here. Throwing on the run and throwing it out of bounds. And again, no Marvin Harrison Jr., who opted out of this game. Tristan Newsome got pressure. Clock stopped with 3:25 to go. And it will be interesting to monitor the quarterback situation for Ohio State this offseason, because the impression we got is they're not going into the portal. They got Aaron Nolan coming in as a freshman next year. They like what they've seen from Devin Brown, who got hurt tonight. We'll see if what happened tonight changes the plans at all for the Buckeyes in terms of whether they get somebody else. Hard to evaluate Brown given the injuries. Meanwhile, a free play, but Darius Robinson so badly offside there was contact made, so they blow it dead. 5-yard penalty.
Offside, unabated to the quarterback, number 6 of the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And to your point, Dave, I mean, Ryan Day was pretty adamant. There's no plan to go into the portal and bring anybody else in. Tough to evaluate Devin Brown. He had 6 pass attempts tonight. I mean, he went out early. Wasn't going great early on, but you'd like to have a bigger sample size before you can get a real evaluation. And remember, there's 2 different portal sessions that open up. One closes here pretty soon, and another opens up after spring ball.
Keenholtz back to throw in trouble. Trying to hit Henderson, incomplete, 3rd and 5. The other thing we don't know and may not know is exactly what happened to Devin Brown. How serious is the injury? And if it's something that's serious that lasts into the spring or maybe into the summer, obviously we're not going to speculate. He has been walking around, but he tried to come back after the initial injury and then left for good in the second quarter. Keene holds in trouble. Ball flutters. They haven't signaled yet, and now they do.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Missouri.
Cornell chopped it out. Joe Moore with the recovery. Missouri football.
Blake Baker continues to dial up pressure, and it's been Dalen Cornell from the onset of this game. Was the arm moving forward? It doesn't look like it. Cornell gets the ball out.
The play is under further review.
Missouri on top of it. They're going to take another look at this, but still looks like his arm is going backward. Never started that forward motion.
And let's go ahead and bring in our rules analyst, Matt Austin. Matt, you agree with Dusty that the ball was out before the arm or the hand started forward?
Yes, I absolutely do. I think the ball was tipped just before he started forward. He threw an empty hand. This fumble should stand.
Certainly looks clear as we continue to show it to you that they got the call on the field right, but going to make sure here. Dalen Cornell had a phenomenal game for Missouri. That will about ice it if the ruling on the field stands with 3:13 to go. Missouri ball up 11.
It's a great job by Cornell.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Missouri football.
Cornell comes off the edge clean, unscathed, but he doesn't just get there to make the hit. He sees and he gets his hand on that football to knock the ball loose. Sacks are good, but calls fumbles are even better.
It's a big reason why Missouri won 10 games during the season. They were +9, number 12 in the country, number 1 in the SEC in turnover margin. Missouri going to milk some clock with Schrader. Between the tackles, wrestled down at the 49. Timeout, Ohio State. That leaves the Buckeyes with 2.
Ohio State, this is their first time out of the half. 30 seconds.
When you think about the future of Missouri and look at their schedule next year, they do have to go to Alabama. They do have to go to A&M. They have Oklahoma, Auburn, and Arkansas at home. How big of a threat is Missouri in the SEC in 2024 with a lot of these guys coming back?
They've got a wave of momentum, as we talked about from the onset of this game. The recruiting is up, both in the high school ranks, had a really good recruiting class that Tom could touch on. They've done well in the portal. It just feels like the arrow is pointed up. And when you really start to dive into that schedule, it's manageable. I mean, there's not going to be any schedules you look at and say are easy, but I think it's manageable for Missouri. So I think Eli Drinkowitz, I think you're buying stock on him right now for sure.
Schrader breaking tackles and pushing the pile. Boy, that play right there epitomizes Cody Schrader at 5'9", 210 pounds. With everything he can, his heart and soul, just driving the legs to get extra yardage and a first down.
Refuses to go down. Finds just a sliver of daylight in the interior of that offensive line. Churning the legs, driving backward, whatever it takes. And it's really been the story of his life as a football player. And he gave us a line. We're asking about the NFL draft. And he said, you know, I don't know. I don't know what my prospects are. I don't know exactly where I'll get drafted or if I am. It depends on what people want. And he said, if you're looking for an athlete, that's not me. I'm a football player. He said, if you're looking for a football player, that's exactly what I bring to the table. And boys, he put an exclamation point, the football player that he is, here tonight in his final performance as a Missouri Tiger.
He breaks the single season record at Missouri with 1,622 rushing yards. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least to find Cody Schrader on an NFL roster next year. You're looking to help build your culture, find a guy to help you on special teams, get some reps on offense. Be interesting to see what kind of glimpse Schrader gets from scouts here over the next few months before the draft.
No doubt. But it's just what you love about college football, though, man. It's stories like this, young men like this, that give you everything you got and defies all the odds from Division II to walk on to one of the premier running backs in all of college football. It's awesome.
Led the nation in rushing yards per game as he gets to the 25, and Ryan Day will use his final timeout. Schrader right at his season average. 128 yards today for him.
Well, it took him a while to get going. There was not much, if any, offense to speak of in the first half. That change in the second, the big deep shot that helped pave the path for the 95-yard touchdown drive as Schrader capped off the first scoring drive and then backed up again, come back with a 91-yard touchdown drive. And it's Cook to Burton, a connection we've seen all season long from these Missouri Tigers.
In the second half, 193 yards of total offense. After a first half that was obviously a struggle for both teams. And obviously a big difference is, Missouri's playing with its quarterback, Brady Cook, and Ohio State's essentially down to its third guy. But it certainly doesn't take away from the performance overall tonight by Missouri, holding Ohio State to 3 points. Cook going to keep it. Ohio State out of timeouts. He's just short of the line to gain third down, but Ohio State can't stop the clock. We mentioned the schedule for Missouri and what the future might look like for them, given the quarterback situation for Ohio State. Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously going to the NFL, maybe some others, even the guys that played tonight. Ohio State has to go to Penn State, go to Oregon. They have Michigan and Iowa at home. It's 11-2 record, third straight year with 2 losses. What do the prospects look like for the Buckeyes next year?
I mean, they had to figure out the quarterback situation, obviously, but there is still tons of talent on this Ohio State roster. I mean, they've got depth. They've recruited at an incredibly high level. I don't think Ohio State is going away anytime soon. But, Tom, they're going to have to figure out this quarterback situation. I mean, and again, I'm not saying you give up on Devin Brown, but well, it's starting to feel like, even though Ryan Day told us he didn't want to get in the portal, it might be a legitimate option. He has to take a look at it.
Well, you look at Ryan Day's record. This will be, in year 5, just his 8th loss. And obviously, you look at the 1-3 record against Michigan. That's what Buckeye fans are going to focus on. But he's never lost to another Big Ten team.
Right.
And, with the forces depleted, no Marvin Harrison Jr., down to your third-string quarterback, essentially, it's understandable what happened today. But this is not going to settle down Buckeye Nation at all.
No, they're going to be pretty fired up. I think that's a safe assumption to make. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions that Ryan Day and his staff are trying to answer here this upcoming offseason.
Well, Missouri going for it on 4th down. They hand it to Luther Burden inside the 10 and out of bounds. Missouri can take a knee a couple of times and end this game after getting the first down. Gain of 21 for Burden.
Set up like they're just going to run the quarterback sneak. Luther Burden in that wing position. Hand him the football, gets to the perimeter. And a play that's going to ice this game away for the Tigers.
And look at who the lead blocker was, Dusty. Cody Schrader.
Oh, yeah. He's been doing it all night for Cody Cook as a runner. Then on special teams, been helping impact this game in a variety of ways.
Cook takes a knee. The Missouri sideline celebrates. Eli takes a drink. He's okay with it. Might be another drink in his future. What a year for Eli Drinkwitz and the Missouri Tigers. 11-2 record after a lot of people thought they wouldn't win more than 3. They were picked second to last with only Vanderbilt behind them in the SEC.
Shows what media people like you know, Dan.
Hey, you're the guy with the daily radio show.
And it also just goes to show that, man, motivation is a powerful thing. And if you think Eli Drinkwitz, these Tigers didn't see that, didn't hear that noise, and want to prove everybody wrong and add a little bit of fuel to the fire, you're absolutely dead wrong. They knew early on in fall camp they had a good team, and it was really the Kansas State game. They were able to beat Kansas State at home on that walk-off field goal from their kicker, Harrison Mevis, and that was really a launch point for the season to get them to this point as Cotton Bowl champions and an 11-win season.
And what an end to the Cody Schrader story, at least the collegiate Cody Schrader story. Can't wait to see the next chapter for this young man who started out his career at the Division II school, Truman State, and statistically became the best running back in the country in 2023. Led the nation in rushing yards per game. Finished 8th in the Heisman Trophy voting as a former walk-on. And he finished it in style. Final score, Missouri 14, Ohio State 3. We welcome you to the Ram Trucks postgame. Missouri goes to 11-2. Ohio State finishes the season 11-2 in defeat. And it was the second half fireworks from the Missouri offense after neither team could do anything in the first half. That was the difference.
Brady Cook, I mean, told us 10 years ago, he's sitting there watching the Cotton Bowl as his Tigers are taking on a different OSU, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And he said he sat there and he watched that game and he just dreamed of one day being a Missouri Tiger. Now, 10 years later, on the very same field, here he is leading his football team to a Cotton Bowl championship. Just awesome, awesome stuff from Brady Cook, Cody Schrader, and this Tiger team.
Cook said he worshiped Chase Daniel and Blaine Gabbert and Drew Lock. Those are the guys he grew up watching. And here he is, hoisting the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic trophy after leading his team to an 11-win season. Their only losses by 10 to LSU and by 9 at Georgia.
And even the LSU loss, that was a 3-point game. They have the ball with a chance to go down and win it. Defensive touchdown by LSU pushes it to a double-digit win. And even against Georgia, that's a 6-point game in the fourth quarter on the road in Athens. Missouri has gained respect from all of college football with the way they performed all season long.
Final score, Missouri 14, Ohio State 3. We'll step away for 60 seconds and be back to AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
The Ram Trucks postgame is brought to you by Ram Trucks, America's best light-duty pickup for new vehicle quality.
Welcome back to the Ram Trucks postgame. Missouri's defense holds Ohio State to 203 yards and 3 points. The offense erupts in the second half. Brady Cook got it going. A touchdown pass late. Cody Schrader finished with 128 yards and a rushing touchdown as Missouri wins 14-3 to go to 11-2 and finish what's been a remarkable season on a major positive in prime time. And Brady Cook in the first half struggled. It seemed like after he took that hit, Dusty, and his shoulder was bothering him, he got better after that. That was the hit right there, but it seemed like after that he got into a groove.
I think that might have been the throw of the night. A dime to Theo East on the sidelines. We're talking about fitting in a tight window. RPO on the slant to Luther Burden, his favorite target. It was a slow start for Brady Cook and this Missouri offense, but boy, did they finish with a flurry to close this game out.
And let's send it now to Tom Luginbill.
Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tom Luginbill from ESPN. It's my pleasure to serve as the MC for the 88th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. And what a performance as we get set for the trophy presentation. Congratulations to both Ohio State and the Missouri Tigers. But there's a reason why there's 4 quarters in a football game. So how about those Missouri Tigers? And to present the MVP trophies, Dave Brown, the chair of Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, and the Felix McKnight Defensive MVP.
Well, first, Tom, I'd like to congratulate both of these outstanding teams for a great effort tonight and a remarkable season. So we have our hardware to pass out, and the Felix McKnight Most Outstanding Defensive Player Award goes to Johnny Walker, defensive end.
Johnny. Hold that trophy up there, Johnny. It wasn't easy.
It wasn't.
It was a hard-fought football game. What does a game like this mean for you and your teammates, particularly given the fact that nobody opted out?
It means everything, man. Everybody stayed together, fought together, nobody opted out. This is what brotherhood is, you feel me?
What was the attitude like in the locker room that motivated you guys to come out here in the second half and find a way to win?
Dominate. Nothing but domination. Step on their throats.
Dominate, step on their throats. Congratulations, Johnny. And now for the offensive MVP, Dave.
The J. Curtis Sanford Most Outstanding Offensive Player Award goes to Brady Cooks. Congratulations.
Brady, congratulations. What changed between the first three quarters and the fourth?
Man, I mean, that's just grit. You know, that's a testimony to, you know, all the work this team's put in and a focus on being a gritty team, not letting adversity get you down and just, man, go back to work. Yes, sir.
When you look back on this last month in preparation for a New Year's Six bowl game and to play a top 10 team like Ohio State and come in here and get a win, what will this feel like a week from now, a month from now, 5 years from now?
I think it'll feel damn good.
I'm sure it will. Congratulations to you, Brady. All right, so Dave, what else do we have here for you?
Well, now it's my honor to present the Phil Scoville Trophy to the champions of the 88th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, to Coach Eli Drinkwitz and the Mizzou Tigers.
Head coach Eli Drinkwitz, you were picked to finish sixth in the division. What do you have to say about that?
Just so proud of our team. I think this tonight was a testament to a wilderness brotherhood. A bunch of guys that have fought through adversity their entire lives and career. We're not blue bloods. We're dirty, hard-working brotherhood that loves each other and fight for each other. We scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. We put our fist up, and we said, we're not giving in. We're faster, stronger, tougher than you in the fourth quarter, and we got an elite edge, and we're not going to be denied. And now we're the Cotton Bowl champs. M-I-Z.
Congratulations to Coach Eli Drinkwitz, and congratulations to the Missouri Tigers, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic champions. Dave Brown, thank you very much. Thank you all very, very much. And Happy New Year to everybody here who attended. Have a great night, everybody.
And obviously, Luke's, we're just getting started with the New Year's Six bowl games. We've got the college football playoff semifinals and the national championship, of course, all coming up on ESPN. It's been a great year for our crew. Thanks to everybody on this outstanding crew that has worked hard throughout the season, all our games on ESPN and ABC. Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill, Dave Pasch saying so long from Arlington. Sports Center with SVP is coming up. Missouri caps an 11-win season with the 14-3 victory over Ohio State. Sports Center with SVP right now.